Activated. Yay!
Engaged.
All right.
Full screen engaged.
Yes. Oh, I'm ready for this.
Give me a microphone.
Right.
So come on, let's give a very quick summary. How are you feeling?
I've been thinking about this moment for months on end. And now it's finally here, and a home game in the Champions League. At Milan, it was a big moment, but we just defended for 90 minutes. We were away in the cauldron of the San Siro, whereas this one, we're finally... I accept that we're going to be put to the sword to a degree. We're going to really find out what these lads are made of, because we're playing against some of the best, if not the best, player in world football. That being said... Well, if you don't want to fucking take part in these moments, then get the fuck out of football, as far as I'm concerned. Even if we get home today, I'm going to enjoy this moment, just looking at this beautiful crowd. The black and white flags are going crazy. And my team, for the first time in 20 years, is playing at the very top level at St. James's Park in the Champions League. Not since Sir Bobby Robson have we done this. That's how special this is. Special.
I really hope that it's not another Milan, because I don't know.
I don't think it will
if
be.
I can deal with another 0-0. We've got it. You just got to go for it tonight.
Yes.
You've got nothing to lose. They're a massive team. They're setting up very offensively. Their lineup is scary.
We have one big problem.
Scary. Go on.
Sven Botman's injured.
I was gonna say, you have called his replacement an average championship level defender previously. Is that a fair quote?
I think Lascelles is a Premier League defender, but is that good enough to stop Mbappe? Probably not, right?
No. No.
I think Lascelles is better than Harry Maguire. I say that I'm not joking. I ain't for banter. I really.
Sounds like banter.
Even in the last couple of matches Lascelles has played in while Botman's been injured, I've been thinking about this, and I've been watching him going, oh, you're definitely better than Maguire. That's not even... But the thing is, Lascelles is playing in quite a settled back four, and maybe if Maguire came into that back four, maybe he'd look okay.
Under a better manager.
Well, the reality is Ten Hag does not know how to set up a defence. We've seen
it.
I've just done a video about that today. I mean,
Have you?
Their defence is fucking horrendous, Man United. Bloody hell. But tonight, we might get humbled. But I said at the start of the Galatasaray review video I've just done today, I went, but at least if Newcastle get home, it'll be from the best in the world. It won't be from Galatasaray. So whatever happens, even if we lose 5-0 tonight, we're not the story of this week. Man United have got that.
The disrespect that you've just done for Wilfried Zaha and Mauro Icardi, it's a joke. You're saying that they're not the best in the world.
A fucking penalty.
They're not the best in the world. I tell you what, though, Wilfried Zaha, he bloody showed Man United, didn't he? He absolutely showed them. What a player he is. Why is he ended up in Galatasaray?
I think he wanted Champions League football, is the truth.
Fair
I
enough.
think that was what it was.
Fair enough.
Because he certainly would have had options to go to Saudi or something like that. But I must admit, I think all of us on the kickoff from the get-go were quite impressed by Højlund.
Yeah.
He looked absolutely sensational.
I'm very impressed with him. I thought he was
jealous.
immense.
Jealous.
Yeah. He could have had a few more, couldn't he, after last night?
Well, I'm singing someone's praises when I compare him to Alan Shearer.
You didn't say that, did you?
Yeah.
When? Today?
In today's video.
Oh, wow.
I didn't say he's going to be the next Alan Shearer.
Had you been drinking when you did the video?
No. I just said, when you watch that, the way he's built is a lot like Shearer was built. And the blonde hair and the aggressive attitude and how quick he was, because people forget how quick Shearer was before the big injury. When he was at Blackburn, he was rapid. And just the way he has that sixth sense to sniff out a goal opportunity, I think Man United fans should be really excited about him. And for all I give Man United shit, I don't lie. I'm not, you know what I mean? He's quality. And when I watched him, I thought... Wow, for a guy who got 10 goals for Atalanta last season, he looks better than I thought he would be.
Oh god, yeah. The stats that I saw last season, I was like, not sure how well this guy's going to bed in, and he looks really, really, really solid. And maybe if he starts getting some better players around him and the service, because they look like a car crash club at the moment. Yeah. It's scary, isn't it? It's really, really scary.
I mean, I did a kind of a freeze frame on the kickoff where I paused the moments the balls were passed in towards the Manchester United defence. And the amount of times that their defence was wide apart and the space in the middle for Geordie and people like him was disgraceful. Like, there's no authority in that back four. And I don't care, like, what combination of defenders you play. Martinez, Varane, Lindelof, any of them. They're all shit.
Yeah.
They're all shit. And part of the reason is because the midfield is shit.
I have to say, I looked at that team sheet last night and I was sat with a Man United mate of mine and I just went to him, like, Man United are not the same anymore, are they? They just aren't. Like, the team sheet. You always say, right, world-class players that they've got in their squad is Marcus Rashford and Bruno. And who else can you say? Casemiro.
And Bruno was playing out of position.
Bruno is playing out of position.
On the right side.
And also, does Bruno ever really do it in the big games?
Well, that's one.
I know that's a bit of a cliche, but also, like, whenever I watch him play in those massive teams, against City, against, Liverpool, I'm not sure he ever does it.
I mean, it's kind of harsh because he's the one that hit those two, dragged them through, and Man United fans were hammering Rashford last night for passing when he should have shot.
Yeah,
and
that was a bad one.
Yeah, it was, but I actually made the point of saying, like, why do you think he did that? Because he's been getting pelters for being too selfish. So now he's overthinking it, and now he's like, I've got to pass. And when he set up Højlund for that goal, which was a good cross, he's probably like just panicking a lot. Shout out to the chat, by the way. We got some super chats in already. We're going to answer a couple right now. We deserve this, Ashley at the Champions League. Fire. What's up, lads? Josh, your content has been really good. Smashing it, lad. Big up Josh's channel. I know a lot of you are getting subscribed to him. Well in. And also he's been on Joey's pod plenty, which is always good to watch.
Yeah.
Who goes first, Sancho or Ten Hag?
Sancho.
Yeah.
For me, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Sancho.
I think Sancho
he's gone
could
in
go
January
on,
regardless.
Yeah, I think it could be a loan in January to a Bundesliga side or something like that.
They're actually talking about a new contract for Ten Hag. I think they might want to put pause on that. Like.
I don't think Ten Hag is the problem. I know that's a controversial one, mate, and maybe we need to talk about it.
I know what you mean. There's a lot of problems. He is just one of them.
Yeah.
And you could argue, is he the worst? You know what I mean? Jack says, I hope Newcastle get battered. I mean, there's every chance. Mbappe will score a hat-trick. The problem with putting Lascelles in is just like, I rate Lascelles in the Premier League, but this is just a level way above where he should be. And he's going to have the game of his life tonight to cope with what we're going to be dealing with. Bruno and Rashford are the best counter-attacking. And with Onana playing, it seems Ten Hag wants to play possession. Onana has been exposed, man. Like, I think that ship has sailed already. I think that... I assume you've seen the pass out.
I watched the whole game last night. I was very surprised at how bad he was.
Do you know what?
He is awful. even the sit down where he got lobbed, like fucking hell, like basic goalkeeper.
Yeah, look, and I think we've given him, especially you've given him every chance, and you've said, like, what are we here for really? It's he's here to pass the ball out. If you looked at his passing last night overall, not even just that one moment, it was dreadful. I mean, so many of his long balls out found Galatasaray players consistently. There was so then you're like, okay, well, your passing is shite, right? It might be a one-off, but what's his shot stopping like? Because that's bread and butter.
Yeah.
And there is no way, categorically, he is as good a shot stopper as David De Gea.
Well,
even last season.
I've heard that David's still on the market.
This would be... they should go crawling. And I kind of pointed out the way they fucked David De Gea off was brutal. That's a club legend for them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily like Roy Keane club legend, but he
was there for a long time.
Carried them for a decade.
A long time.
The amount of times they finished in the top 6, and without him, it would have been like 10th. And yet he was just fucked off like garbage, right? So I kind of feel like, they're getting a bit of karma.
PK is saying, and he's made a fair point here, they've got a lot of injuries. So they had Martinez out last night, didn't they? He's a key part of the defense.
Here's the thing, though. Why do we not care when Man City have a lot of injuries? Because they've got enough on the pitch to beat the opposition. With Man United, in their past few games, there's no way I would look at that and go, you didn't have enough Like against Galatasaray, they had enough, in my opinion.
I've also never mentioned the amount of injuries that Chelsea have had.
No.
I've never said that on the kickoff ever.
But
who would say that?
If you look at all of them, if you look at all of the main players that they've bought, they were all out there, and the only two injuries that you could, I think they miss Luke Shaw, and they miss Martinez. But Martinez hasn't been good this season at all.
What about Malacia? You know, he could come in and do a job.
Yeah, but I think Delors, Malacia.
I'm being facetious.
And in the midfield, I mean, maybe I actually don't mind any of their midfielders. I just think that they're not performing. So yeah, I wouldn't. Here we go. We're doing it. The music.
Just enjoy that music. Yeah. So shall we talk quickly about the team sheet before you before we get into the game?
You got it up.
Yeah, I've got it up. Right. So you got Nick Pope, Trippier, Lascelles, Shah, and Dan Burn at left back. Longstaff, amazing for him to be playing in a Champions League game like this. Guimaraes and Tonali's playing. Almiron, Isak, and Gordon. What do you think of that team? Is that the best team you could put out tonight, bearing in mind the injuries?
You could argue. I think when I looked at the bench, I'm like, I think it's the best team. And it picks itself. And what we need to do is get into these fuckers!
That was buzzing. Look at that.
Wicked,
the whole stadium's going crazy. Yeah. Imagine how difficult it would be to get a ticket for this tonight. I bet it was insane.
Yeah, I tried to hook Cam Kirkham up with one.
Yeah.
And... long story short, but TNT were trying to create some content out of it.
Yeah.
And I put him forward, and I was like, Cam Kirkham's your boy, like, you got to get him involved. And then they were fucking him around, and he didn't end up going, unfortunately.
Oh, dear. That's a shame.
Yeah,
that would be lovely for him to have been there. Man. I know he would have loved it. 2 goalkeepers on the bench.
So we got Dubravka and Karius. I mean, we literally don't have a striker.
That is a weak bench, I was going to say.
Yeah, we don't have a striker.
That's a weak bench.
I think Callum Wilson would be so good for us in this moment.
Would you be starting him tonight if he was fit?
I think Isak's a better counter-attacking striker than Wilson, and therefore will probably be better off with Isak because of Isaac. Because of the... I think Wilson's better in possession. He's more of a, when you're creating lots of chances, he's good for that.
We're just seeing the PSG team here. This is a quality PSG team, isn't it? That's a scary, very, very scary team there. So we've got Donnarumma in goal, Lucas Hernandez on the left, Skriniar, Marquinhos, Hakimi, Zaire Emery, Ugarte, who Chelsea wanted, Dembele, Mbappe, Ramos, and Kolo Muani. They have got 4, what I would say, effectively strikers playing there.
Yeah.
With Dembele up there as well. Traditionally a winger, but Kaz played up front. That's a lot of attacking power they've got in there. All of the graphics are showing that Dembele is going to be filling in midfield.
Yeah, I mean, but realistically,
that's an interesting one.
When have we last seen Dembele not playing in the front?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't expect that.
He'll be out there. Are PSG playing a 4-2-4? I mean,
it looks that way.
Looks like it. Yeah, you'd anticipate Ramos and Kolo Muani to be the strikers.
Can I have another Coke, please, with lots of whiskey in it?
Get in.
Thank you.
We're going for it tonight, lads. We're going for it. Thanks to everyone that is watching and commenting as well. We're watching all your chats. I'll get involved in some of those as well as we're watching it. But as you can imagine, Brian's going to be focusing on the game. Aren't you, mate?
God, here we go. We're underway.
We're going. Right, we just kicked off, everyone. I'll give you a timer in a second. We won't have the graphic on the screen.
You know what? My main thing is like, I really hope we can just put out, like, don't get humped. You know what I mean? Like, because these, if you get humped in a game, I feel like it destroys morale for like the next few.
I think what you've got to realise tonight, though, is that they're going to be open. They're obviously going attacking, and so that means that you've got to punch right back. This is a boxing match. Like it's going to be aggressive. You're going to have to like weather the storm, deal with some pressure because it's going to be all over it. But you've got to get up there and try and get some goals as well. I'm worried that you're going to set up very defensively tonight, and I hope you don't do this where you sit back and play the low block. It doesn't look like
we're playing the normal game so I mean, look, you can only judge off of 47 seconds, but we're playing our game here so far.
Yeah. Anyone watching is 52, 53, 54, 55, if you want to sync up.
Thank you. We're going to cover the VAR situation on the kickoff and all of that, but generally, I mean, at the time, we all knew something had gone wrong. When you watch the kickoff highlights back, you could see we're like, eh?
I have to say, in real time, I did think it was off. I don't know what it was, but the angle that we had.
But when you see the replay,
when you see the replay, it's just a classic error. What I found very interesting was the replay operator seemed to be the one with the most authority in the situation. He was the one going, "I pulled this up. Are you sure you want to give this decision? Pull it back, delay." He was the only one that was sort of like vocalizing that.
But even when you say delay, though, there was no leader on that call.
No.
If you said to me who's in charge, I would have no idea.
Yeah.
And that is the main problem with VAR from everything I listened to was, who the fuck is in charge here? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
One man should have been like, right, tell us now, on or off. Right, referee, it's off.
It's just communication, isn't it? Like basically he goes, "Yeah, that's fine, play continue," I think was the quote.
But it's the tone of voice and everything.
Yeah,
none of it is like, you've got a clue what you're saying.
It's not assertive. I mean, ultimately, if there's a protocol, if there's protocol here that we're going forward, it has to be decision is goal. You can continue with play. That should be like that should be the communication.
But it sounded like a bunch of pussies who no one had the balls to actually. You know what it was? No one wanted their neck to be on the line for the decision.
I agree.
And it was a bunch of cunts passing the buck.
Yeah,
that's what we.
Do you agree with this argument that they were in Dubai and that they shouldn't have been there? They came back 48 hours before, and it was a disgrace and lack of professionalism that they were over there.
Possibly Newcastle out the traps at them. Yeah, get into them.
Great challenge. Look at that, Gordon G'ing up the crowd. That's exactly what you want. What you want to start off the game with. Yes. Oh, I love this kid with the earphones on. That's brilliant. It sounded like Xbox party chat. That's exactly what it sounded.
It really
like.
was, lads. It was an embarrassment, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
What about the red cards? Before we move on from that game, do you think that the red cards were fair? I thought the straight reds, and bearing in mind that hasn't been rescinded, that seemed like it was a fair red.
Well, Gomez.
Curtis Jones.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous to say that wasn't a red card when he's gone over the ball, he's gone straight into his leg, and you actually see the leg, like you see the momentum almost break his leg.
Yeah,
you can see how dangerous that challenge was, and this idea of, oh well, he didn't mean it. I'm sorry, that means nothing. Like this is the modern game, and in the modern game, everyone, even Liverpool, get treated that is a red card. The other one wasn't, in my opinion.
The other one wasn't. It wasn't a yellow. The first yellow was incorrect.
Yeah,
completely incorrect.
And
even the second, to be fair, was.
I think my thing that I want to bring up to the lads on the weekend is kind of just like, what team hasn't been fucked by VAR at this point? Like Liverpool fans, Man United fans, I've seen every football club fans all over Twitter infighting about, oh, you haven't had it that bad. We had it worse when this happened. It's like, bro, it's shit for all of us. Can we just band together and get a move on with this? And actually, because the infighting amongst the club fans is actually distracting us from the real problem with VAR.
Yeah. I sympathise with the Liverpool fans, though, because if that had happened to Chelsea, I would have been absolutely fuming and I'd be demanding everything that they're demanding. I wouldn't be saying the game should be replayed because that's just...
really could have been a goal there from Dembele. Dan Burn managed to get in his face enough to put him off of the shot after the cross came over, I think from Mbappe. First big chance of the game, and it was basically in at the back post, and Dan Burn seemed kind of unaware that the guy was behind him, but luckily switched on. He's the one I'm probably most worried about, actually, Dan Burn, just because he's playing out wide and he has those big long legs that for a big lad are quick, but for a footballer are slow.
But come on, he's been playing against very good Premier League opposition, especially the first couple of games for Newcastle, and hasn't really put a foot wrong.
He got turned inside out against Burnley by a very fast little winger on the right hand side. I can't remember his name now, and I think most of the stadium were just watching it, going, "Oh, what if that happens against Dembele?" Or I don't know. I think Dan Burn is a lot better than he should be for his size and, his awkward predisposition as a 6'9" footballer or whatever height he is. But But
up there.
I am slightly worried.
Well, let's see how it goes. It's just nice that you've got, the Geordies playing. You've got a couple of Geordies there in the team, which is brilliant.
Just to be clear on the VAR thing, Nick Pope, here we go.
I don't mind that. That's better than what Nana did.
Yeah, but I just worry you can see his brain struggling to make sense of what to do next. With the Liverpool fans, they've got every right to be pissed off. My point is that on social media, the way fans are communicating is that it's always we have it worse, or I'd even say this to Newcastle fans, like, we've all got it bad. It's shit for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, it fucked Liverpool this week, it'll fuck the team they're playing next week. Like, it isn't a vendetta against Liverpool. It's just poor. It's a poor service.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that this league generates.
Okay.
Terrible.
Okay. So would you get rid of it if you were in charge? How much of it would you keep? Would you just maintain it? What would you do if you were setting the rules? How would you change it?
I would. I think it's the people in charge of it that are more of a problem. Go on. More of a problem than anything. I think it's a system that could be used well, but the people in charge of it are so incompetent that you're just like, fuck me. Can we have faith in these clowns?
I have to say,
I'd minimize the amount it's used. I think that I'm not saying I'd get rid of it, because like generally offsides are way more correct than what they ever were. So has it improved them? Well, then yeah.
Yeah.
Are we improving if the ball has crossed the line? Yeah.
But you have this automated system that's in the Champions League that they could have voted for in the Premier League, and they decided against it. And
they want more control over it, which worries me, because the automated system, it's less able to be corrupted.
This is what I like about goal line technology. It's clear. It's either over or it's not, and you've got the answer. So if you can have the semi-automated system that they've got in the Champions League, why not do it? I thought that was a bit of a weird one why they didn't do it. And I don't actually know the reason why the Premier League didn't sanction it. Bit of a weird one. I think it might have been the clubs actually voting against it, but again, weird one. Very, very weird one. So you would keep it, but you would say the people involved that are running it do better.
I'd keep aspects of it. I don't know if I'd keep all of it. I think certain bits. I think we need to retrain referees as well. Like, a lot of them just don't understand football clearly. Like, and it defies logic. And if we have VAR, I think we need a former footballer in the back as well.
Yeah.
Someone who's like, come on, you can't do that. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Someone with some balls in control of the situation.
I also just think, like, there needs to be almost a fail-safe in the rules of the game to say that if there was an incorrect decision and you've just played another phase of play and nothing consequential has happened, why not be able to bring it back and go, look, we've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Give the goal. Like, again, it took someone with like an alpha male mentality in that room to just go, look, delay the game, don't kick off and don't like put the ball back in play because it was a throw in actually, and just say, look, just stop. We're going to make this right, because I actually don't think Spurs fans would have been annoyed if they'd just gone, look, we've lost a phase of play, but we've made a really bad error here that we just need to correct.
And the fact that we can't do that is absolutely ridiculous. And like you say, there was a bunch of sackless twats in that back room, and not one of them wanted to take responsibility for the mess that they were creating.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking little geeks.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. For me,
go on.
My perspective on it, about the VAR stuff is, I've been to... Gordon's in here.
Gordon's in around the corner of the box. It's out wide. Look to Tonali.
Tiki-taka.
Yeah, we're playing all right, yeah. Tonali couldn't quite thread the ball through. And Lascelles is going to whip it over. Not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah, I was at the Carabao Cup game recently. Sorry,
can I just let people know we're at 10 minutes, 15, 16, 17 seconds. Cheers.
Yeah,
okay.
I was at a Carabao Cup game recently where we didn't have any of the VAR stuff. Obviously, you have goal line technology, I believe, still, but didn't have the VAR stuff. And there was an incorrect decision in that, and you just get on with it. But I preferred, maybe I'm a traditionalist, and maybe I am becoming, my dad in the way that I talk about these things. But I
hate
miss
not
that
being
era.
Able to celebrate a goal.
Yeah.
That's my main thing.
Yeah. So
it's annoying.
Yeah. But I think we'll leave it at that. But we'll talk about it in more detail on the full show this weekend, because I don't think it's over yet. I think it's still going to rumble on, isn't it? This controversy.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to go on and on for ages. Oh, what are you doing? Don't get clever.
So how are you feeling so far?
I'm all right. I think we've been solid. We've definitely looked a little shaky, as expected. Like, it's Paris. Isak, come on, keep playing. What the fuck is going on?
Is it a foul? He wasn't offside, was he?
No.
So yeah, it must be the push. This is the problem. You put your hands in the guy's back.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was such a gentle push as well. Like, it was like he shouldn't do it, but
he telegraphed it.
It wasn't enough to really make a difference to him.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, the best strikers, like Kane and people like that, they use a shoulder in that scenario, where they're not putting their hand up, but they use the shoulder. And he's got a lot of shit in the past about doing that, but it works.
And Burns just been dragged out of position quite badly there.
Yeah, Dembele's, here's Mbappe in the middle.
Mbappe's come right into the centre to get involved more.
He's so good, isn't he? And talk about another good player, Hakimi. He's a good guy.
Mbappe is going all over the park to try and get his foot on the ball, because he's been a bit. I mean, look, it's 12 minutes in, so it's hardly like he's expecting to be on the ball constantly. But he's been a bit isolated early on in the game. Bruno's slow to move the ball. Come on, touch. Right. Gordon. To Tonali, plays it nicely into Isak.
Isak is in here. He's got to beat him, but Hakimi is fast.
He's done him. Gets his shot off. Oh, turn around, lads.
We'll have the handball, lads. We'll have the handball. Look how far that was. Ramos, the striker, was back in the area for them. Maybe they're the defensive team, hey?
The crowd are right into this. Every single thing we do.
Dembele is only marginally better than Adama Traore or Saint-Maximin. That's an interesting take, Jack. That's a very interesting take.
I mean, to be fair, the clamour for Dembele from Barca wasn't what you would have kind of thought. Like, when he went to Barca, a lot of people thought he would have a better time than what he did there, right? Like,
yeah, oh, definitely. I don't think he lived up to the price tag at Barca at all. But then, he's back in Paris.
Fucking state of that.
This is where he should be excelling, and apparently,
yes, good
won
job.
It,
right? Almiron. Oh, he's blasted it over the bar, man.
That was a dumb.
Mate, if we're talking about stupidity, you've got the right man for the job, because Almiron, look, he's harmless. Yeah. Like, he doesn't do anything out of malice, but he's just not the brightest footballer.
The Longstaff pass was on, the Isak pass was on, and the Gordon pass was on. That was a shame.
That is why, in the last, I think, 4 years since we've had Almiron, we have had 5 assists out of him in 4 years.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I can't.
He plays right wing. Wow, Bruno Guimaraes.
He looks like he's well up for it.
Mate, he's born to play at this level. He's a lifelong Brazilian. Go on. Go on, ref. You fucking soft bitch.
Got the money.
Let's get Kieran.
How do you feel about that, actually? Can we talk about that? Because there's a release clause in his new contract, 100 million. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Do you think if someone came in and paid that money, you'd be happy to see him go?
I mean, I wouldn't be delighted, but if he wanted to go, what can we do? Like, you've made the good point as a Chelsea fan earlier this season of when you've got good players who want to leave, keeping them can be detrimental to the side, right? So, like, you have to really think about that. And to be fair to Bruno, I think we would be losing him to one of maybe 5 teams in world football. And I think we have to accept that we're in that league below them.
Yeah. Even
maybe a league below that. And if we do unearth gems, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, PSG, they're going to be in. I know PSG have already looked at Bruno, so
I would have done it for more if I could, though. I think he's worth more than 100 million.
I think they're trying to get it in excess of.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier smashes it, and we're going to need to just get it in a safe place. That was not the best free kick for us. So, we keep going. Tonali has been okay, but Bruno for me has been the one who I've felt like is more. He looks more of a Champions League footballer than. I mean, Bruno. Whoa! Oh, they've given it away. Isak. Get in! Come on! Of all people, it's the one I've slacked off the most.
You can't write it, lads. You can't. He can't get assists, but he can get goals. Miggy Almiron, you've called him a headless chicken.
I'm sorry, Almo.
Attach that chicken's head back on.
I'm sorry.
Because he spanked it in there.
I'm sorry, but thank you, Almiron. I forget. All is forgiven. All is forgiven, lad. Well done, son. I forgive him for not passing before. Oh my God, Newcastle have gone 1-0 up against PSG in the Champions League.
He can't believe it.
It's just,
when was the last time you saw Brian?
Because they passed it out. It was that who passed it out really poorly. He is.
Was it Marquinhos?
Yeah, he's had a howler, mate. Look at the way he reacts as well. Look at the way. And Bruno is the one who nods it straight back to Isak. And the keeper makes a good save, but Almiron's there for the rebound.
What is he doing chipping it out there? That was awful. Great shot by Isak. Almiron slots it. Oh, dear. That is brilliant. Eddie's going mad. Tyndall's there, obviously.
Mad dog.
Is he allowed to stand up in the Champions League?
He doesn't
give a fuck.
Oh,
he
my
doesn't.
God.
Oh, that is brilliant. Mbappe stood there crying, gutted.
Mate. Cry harder. Cry harder.
Well, lads, who would have thought that?
We've just been injected with testosterone. All the lads are after them now. We just have to keep our heads, you know what I mean? Because there's one thing I remember thinking about Man United last night is every time they scored, they just completely went apart. But Anthony Gordon, such a new player, man.
I have to say, I did not see this coming. I really didn't.
Look at Shearer with his Granda cap on. Love it.
Peaky Blinder.
Yes.
We're on 18, 16, 17, 18 for everyone. Wow. I bet he was chuffed.
Unreal.
What do you even say? You're trying to tweet something out. You can't even think what to say.
I just don't understand, really. Big Zeus just tweeted Almiron is better than Grealish. I mean, fucking
He means it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he means it.
Honestly, I can't fucking wrap my head around this. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Big love. Appreciate you
What do we think
tuning
about
in.
that?
Almiron's just put Newcastle 1-0 up, but now PSG are on the attack, and we've got numbers to come back here. It's a bit worrying. Dembele cuts in, he cuts out, gets a cross in, and it's stopped by Jamal Lascelles.
Who needs Botman?
Honestly, I've said it time after time. He's better than Maguire. Everyone laughs when I say it.
I laugh.
It's going to happen. It's going to be proven. I mean, to be fair, you've kind of proven your point about your boy the other day, right?
I don't want to, bring it up and make a meal out of it, mate. But I am right.
Yeah, we had a laugh the other day with Chelsea because we were talking about who is the one who's going to be there to pull Chelsea through this period, and Joey said Cole Palmer, and you suggested Mudryk, and Mudryk scored. Get in, Bruno. Plucks the ball out of midfield. Yes, this is
Look
such
at this
a game.
football. This is brilliant.
Mate.
Longstaff there. Woo.
I think we've got them at a good time in terms of it's pissing down in Newcastle. Mbappe is cold. He's got his gloves on. He's soft as fuck.
It's their worst start for a very long time in League One as well. They've been rubbish.
It's funny because they've got Luis Enrique there managing, and he actually scored against Newcastle in the Champions League for Barcelona once.
Wow.
It was actually managed by Sir Bobby himself.
Yeah, he did. He took a selfie with the statue of Bobby, didn't he? That was a very nice.
Yeah, I rate that.
Yeah,
it's funny because we all talk about track records of players who've played under managers, and if you look, there's a photograph when Sir Bobby Robson was managing. Get in, Burn. When Sir Bobby Robson was managing Barcelona, and you've got Luis Enrique, Pep Guardiola, and Jose Mourinho were walking next to each other, and now I think they're all like fucking Champions League winners and whatever else.
Yeah. Who's got the better record of the school of? Is
I
it Pep or is it Bobby?
I actually think Sir Bobby, yeah. Well, because every Pep trophy is a Sir Bobby.
Yeah, because he was there at the same time. Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
love that.
And Newcastle were linked with Pep actually as a player when Bobby came.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think, nice football from PSG. We're in a bit of trouble here. We got Kieran Trippier having to watch the overlap.
Mbappe's dropped off.
The overlap comes. He's found in the middle, and it's cleared by Shaw. Fucking get in.
That feels like it's the first time that Colin Moani has touched the ball on that left-hand side, which is an interesting one. Mbappe seems to just be, in the traditional sense, the nice word for it, a bit of a floater.
Yeah, he gets all over the park, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the thing with him is he's like, I can do what I want, essentially. And for those asking, the time is 21 minutes, 47 seconds, 48, 49. Newcastle 1-0 up against PSG, one of the biggest clubs in world football, including the best footballer arguably in the world. They're going to shoot from distance.
I thought it was going in.
Fuck me, mate.
I'll tell you what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get one of those old school clocks that light up so that people can get the time in the background. That was a great shot.
Yeah, he sliced it ever luckily. It had all the right power on it to go into the top corner, but I seen this footage of Mbappe training in St James's last night, and he comes off the pitch, puts his gloves on, then runs back on. I'm like, I hope it is fucking cold for you as well, you fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've seen the light show that they did above St James's. It's been all over social media.
Was that today?
Go on. Oh, you fucker.
They seem a little bit
Have you not
rattled.
seen the light show?
No, I haven't.
Oh, mate, I need to show you.
Was that today or yesterday?
It's been this week. MOTD. I think Match of the Day posted something.
Love that. I love that. Everyone in the chat, can you? Do you think that Newcastle can hold on to this? Do you think they're getting the result?
Right?
Yeah, I'm keen to see what you think because so far, for me, you've been dominant. I haven't really seen them getting too many clear-cut chances.
I tell you what, right? While we're on it, right? And look, I'm not trying to have a go for Man United fans, right? But,
oh God, don't mention them.
Watching the Champions League match last night, I have to admit, there was a big part of me that thought, fuck me, I didn't realise how right I was when I was questioning Ten Hag because, like, I never rated him as highly as other people, but I didn't think it would be getting this bad. Like, they looked so shit defensively in that game. It was staggering, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Galatasaray aren't going to, tear up too many trees.
Mate. I mean, I know they're like in a good moment for them, but
they've got some good players.
But they're hardly a team that you'd look at if they were playing in the Premier League and think they're going to win it. You know what I mean? Yes, corner.
Wow,
we'll take it.
We got a shout of 8-0 PSG. Not sure that's possible.
So this is
the drones.
It's a drone thing. So they did the Newcastle badge above the stadium, Trippier's shirt, Bruno's shirt, and then they did like a magpie. It looks, you can see it for miles.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, it's fucking mint, isn't it?
That is really, really cool.
I was like, fuck me, we're really a proper club now. We used to have Sports Direct plastered everywhere.
Can you imagine Mike Ashley paying for those fucking drones?
Genuinely. All right, Kieran Trippier with the corner here. We got big Jamal Lascelles up, Fabian Shaw up, and it's hit on the... The stream, Bruno, was that Shaw who slashed it?
Yeah, it was Shaw,
Hey, it looked like it was going in, didn't it?
I thought you just broke the internet.
Fucking hell. You know, Fabian Shaw's got a great shot on him as well. Ooh, that was good.
That was really
that could have been 2-0 quite easily.
He connected with that really well. I love that was a training ground routine as well. They've definitely been practicing that one.
Mm-hmm. More pressing from the lads. Come on.
Yeah. 25070809 for anyone asking in the chat. What were the odds of a Newcastle win? I think it would be pretty serious.
Yeah. Mbappe is running out of here. Tonali is busting a gut to get back. You've got Dan Burn worrying about Dembele, and it's a poor pass, but PSG just keep a hold of it. I got to say, I think Bruno's having quite a good game so far in that midfield, but I am still worried. Ooh, shot round the post. I think Nick Pope got a hand to it. You see Mbappe pushing Jamal Lascelles into that, and actually, Lascelles probably got a good block on that there.
Yeah. If the audio's out of sync, just refresh the stream. It should be.
Oh, it's fixed now. Apparently, it's went out of sync, and now it's yeah.
Is it all right?
Is it all right now? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Brian, is that strong? He can break streams. Yes, I can. Man, very strong man. Out of sync. Refresh it. Let us know.
Yeah, if we're just.
I'll give you 30 seconds. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Right?
Still out of sync.
Oh, just refresh. Sorry. I might have.
Next time we're not going to punch the desk.
I might have punched it out of sync. Sorry.
He's not funny.
Newcastle give the ball away a bit sloppily here.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, we might. I don't know what we have to do here. Sorry, guys. We've got a tech support though. Don't worry. Kent is on the case. Do we need to? Have we recorded this?
This is still going.
Champion. I might have to make a video about how I slagged off Almiron and then he scored. All right. Hello.
Right, we've just unplugged.
We've replugged it.
And we've replugged.
We've plugged it.
Can you hear us? Yes or no?
All right. Hello.
Fixed. Oh, well done.
Is it me?
Where would we
be?
Where would we be without Kent? Can I just say that? Where would we be without that man?
Yes,
Not only does he win.
He's done it.
Oh, thank God.
He's South African.
Thank God.
They can fix anything.
Where would we be without him? He's won the poker winnings.
Yeah.
He's made millions and millions of pounds on poker. He doesn't even need to edit for us anymore.
He just does this for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It's the passion.
Can we just say W to Kent in the chat, please?
Kent.
Just W Kent.
Right, they're in. Oh, and it's a great tackle by Fabian Shaw. What a man.
He's broken his face doing that. Was the ref there he had holes in his socks?
Oh, he really got a fucking whack to the chin, didn't he?
The ref has cut the socks. He thinks he's Conor Gallagher. Oh, it wasn't. It must have been Nick Pope. What the fuck is that about as well? Your calves are not that big that you need to cut holes in your fucking socks.
Yeah, you should see mine.
Whoa, I have seen them on the OnlyFans.
You wouldn't want to knit a pair of these socks. I tell you, your grandma would be on them all winter. Don't know what the fuck. Get in, Gordon Stun. Fucking come on. Kill them all. I really wanted to tweet that out before I thought I might come across a little bit psychopathic. But I just wanted to say, let's kill them. I swear to
I think Eddie Howe probably said that before
Do you know
the
what
game
I mean?
started. You know, yeah.
Like sometimes as a competitor, you're just like taking no prisoners and hurt them.
Yeah.
Go on. Yes, lads. Good tackle from Sean Longstaff, all the way from North Shields. He went to my school. I bet you I got better exam results than him. He doesn't seem the brightest.
Prove it. I want to see the certificates.
To be fair, I think it'd probably be level. Even Stevens. Go on, Bruno. Yes, lad. Nice play. Go on, out left. Switch it. Goes along with the... Oh, that was... Nah, that's not good. That is not good. Apparently, Man City are 1-0 up.
Not that surprising, really.
Yeah. Eddie Hall shout. I don't know what that is. I don't get that.
We are on 29, 55, 56, 57, 58. I'm not even joking. I am going to go onto Amazon and I'm going to buy like an old school light up timer.
Well, we can do the tech, the little clock in the bottom corner on the next stream. I'll sort that out. Sorry, guys.
We'll sort it. Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
I didn't have time. All right. Tonali's looking more like an Eddie Howe player now. Hustling for the ball. getting the tackles in.
Who is the deepest out of the three tonight? Is it Bruno?
Aye, I'd say so.
Because I saw
probably Longstaff.
I saw Longstaff was quite deep, but he's in a more advanced position.
Longstaff definitely helps us defensively, even though he's not, the kind of player a Joe Linton or a Joe Willock would be. He's not as technically gifted, but he runs his socks off.
Yeah.
And you need that. Like, that's what a balanced midfield is, isn't it? They're playing some nice stuff here, Paris, but it's breaking down for them just outside of the box, and I'll have that all day.
Yeah. Darren, old school favourite. Hi, Darren. He's asked, are any podcasts happening? Which is
I've just done one. I've done one, which is could be out, I think, on Sunday, where I've had the guy who is KSI's manager, the head of Misfits Boxing, so the matchmaker at Misfits, and also he was one of the main people behind Drink Prime. And I thought it'd be a nice way to gear up and get ready for the big fight card. And then I've got like a lot more of the old school style podcast guests coming as well. Booked a few of those in. Don't want to give those away, but like they're kind of crime related. Obviously some fighters and stuff like that. Isak's just went in for a big challenge to win the ball back, and you can see it's body on the line time. The last thing we want though is Isak. Wow, Isak really just fucked this guy up. Isak's still down, worryingly.
He's holding his head.
I don't know if he's just trying to pretend. I think he's all right.
He's getting a yellow card when he stands up anyway.
And I think he's trying to stay down as long as possible. Yeah. Someone said, thoughts on Big Ange? He's cut Isak. Big Ange seems like a real good dude and a good football manager so far.
God, yeah, look at that.
Obviously, Isak's not in a great way. We can't. Unfortunately, I'm going to need you to carry on playing, son, because we ain't got Callum Wilson to come on here.
Yeah. He needs a cut man. Joey's got a guy.
Yeah, imagine.
In fact, I'll text Joey and let him know that his man's needed.
We're watching the goal back again where it falls from the Isak shot to Miggy Almiron, who slots it home. And the Geordies go wild. Yes, I love watching the fans go mental.
That's so good.
Yeah, even the security guards are going fucking mad.
They are actually. Love that.
Yes.
Look at that celebration. I mean, he is a headless chicken, but bloody hell, he gets the results every now and then.
It's so weird. I think it's the lack of thought that really helps him sometimes, but also hinders him.
Yeah.
We're having a moment here where the game has stopped. Eddie is letting everyone know. It's so frustrating seeing Isak down like this because we can't afford to lose him. Like, he's so integral. Eddie is talking to Tonali about positioning.
I'd love to know what they were saying there.
I think Tonali obviously has a language barrier, but he seems to be coping surprisingly well with it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a cut from boxing or anything like that?
I've had a cut in a fight before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit of a fucker.
Shit.
But not quite that bad.
No.
Normally it's around the lips and stuff.
Yeah.
That you get them.
I showed you my one when I played football, didn't I? I've got a fucking massive scar up here.
Oh yeah, you have. It's fucking huge.
Yeah. Have I never shown you that?
Yeah,
have I never shown you it fresh? I'll get it out.
It's a good one, that, like.
Yeah.
Apparently Saka could be out for the Man City game.
Yeah, he's done.
But yeah, that's a bad loss for.
He went off after 30 minutes. I don't know. A lot of Arsenal fans are saying, like, hopefully he's going to be back. He's never going to be back. Someone
said, you got any more videos about United and Ten Hag lined up, Brian? You don't talk about them much. It depends if they keep losing, mate. We'll see. Oh wow, that is fucking horrendous, bro. That is mental. Can you show that to the camera?
Yeah. Here you go, lads.
I don't know if it does it justice. Yeah, there you go.
Look at that.
It's not great. Like.
That was a good old cut. I
love the fact that Isak is playing with this bandage on, and every single Newcastle fan will think the same thing I did.
Yeah.
Alan Shearer in a Newcastle versus Sunderland game had a big cut on his head just like that, and he played the game with a bandage just like that.
Yeah.
And this is really reminiscent of that moment.
You got to be so careful with the cuts like that, though, because if it's a bad one, like it's not good. Like you lose a lot of blood. Like he was bleeding quite profusely there. Yeah. You got to be really careful.
Hopefully this will keep him sorted.
Lovely
Kieran Trippier.
There he goes. Tonali's in here.
Go on, son.
Great pass.
Plays it to Gordon.
Left
side.
Bang it through. Go on. Beat your man.
We've got no striker. Isak's waiting to come back on, unfortunately. And Gordon's giving it away while Newcastle have overextended. And it's a great tackle by Jamal Lascelles, baby.
He's so much better than Maguire, isn't
he? Mate, he really is.
I'm not. I don't believe it.
Do you really not believe it?
I think, well, you...
Are you watching?
You...
This is PSG, man.
Yeah, but come on.
Maguire had given the ball
don't
away
believe in
his own third. They'd be 2-0 down.
I remember 18 months ago you were ready for him to go, you know.
Oh, I'm still ready for him to go.
I know.
But he's still better than Maguire.
No, I don't see it.
You know what it is? You've held on to this Maguire thing.
I have.
Because he's great for England and all of that rubbish.
Yeah.
Mate.
Lascelles isn't in the England squad and he won't be anywhere near
because he's not Southgate's teacher's pet doesn't make a difference, mate. A good footballer.
Right, let's settle this. Let's settle this, right? Chat, tell us. Let us know now, Maguire or Lascelles, who would you rather have in your team?
Tell me. They can't be trusted. They don't know football. They watch the kickoff. Come on. Shout out to you lot. Shout out.
We love you. We absolutely love you. This has been a good stream so far. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, Super Harry this in. Someone said cancer. Okay, I don't know if that means that's better than both of them.
We got 2-1 so far.
Yeah.
Maguire.
I want them to say their honest opinion, just out of interest.
Oh, there's a lot of Lascelles. There's a lot of Lascelles.
Here's the thing is, like, Lascelles just doesn't make that anywhere near the same level of mistakes. Go on, Miggy. Go on. He's fouled.
Oh, that's a yellow card.
That is a yellow card at the very least.
Teo.
They were shit themselves there, weren't they?
I think the chat has well and truly voted for Lascelles. Well and truly, unreservedly.
And do you know the thing I love about him most? He was like, "Oh, let's put it to the chat."
I was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was.
Oh yeah. Yes, he. Hernandez picks up a yellow card for a foul on Miggy Almiron, and I'll take that all day. Thank you. We've got Kieran Trippier probably going to stand over this, although
you want a left footer on this one, mate.
You would.
You want a left footer on this. Who is your left foot options? Dan Burn.
Matches Dan Burn just rocketed it.
Oh please.
We got Tonali, I think. As an option. Tonali actually is a really good free kick taker according to Kieran Trippier.
Yeah.
So I think that they're the two geezers. But given that we've only got right-footed free kick takers, it's going to be a cross in.
You got to whip this in. You got to get.
You got to go for Big Dan.
Yeah. Big Dan with a goal tonight would be beautiful. It would be absolutely beautiful. Sorry, I thought it went in. I thought it went in. What is going on here? Sorry, lads. It's in. That's got to be in. The flag's up. The flag's up. Oh, it's offside. No. No. Right, we'll VAR it. We won't get to listen in, but it will be VAR.
Fuck me.
What's your gut saying? Is it a goal or is it not a goal?
Apparently offside. I mean, look, I think the referee must have been pretty...
It looked in.
Right, so Bruno gets it really well, whips it back at goal.
Good save by
touched by Tonali.
Looped over. Dan's there. That's in the goal. So that it went over the line.
So where's the offside then?
I don't understand. Was it Bruno when it went back to Bruno? It was over the line.
They're checking offside.
Yeah, it wasn't off. So this is a goal. Mate, you're going to be 2-0 up against PSG. This is in. Unless we have another debacle like we did the other day.
My chest is going like fucking crazy here. I feel like I've got asthma. I don't even know what asthma is.
We need the inhalers, mate. We need the inhalers. Oh, he's got to be on.
Where's the offside, though? Is it this one?
He's on. Definitely. Marquinhos plays on in the middle. This is a goal. It's 2-0. Yes, it's a goal. Mate, it's a goal. Celebrate it. It's done. It's Big Dan.
Don't.
Oh, just get on with it, lads.
We don't know.
Just get on with it. Come on.
What's happening?
Oh, don't do this again. Not in Europe. Guys, this is going on for a long time, isn't it? 40 minutes, 46 seconds. Is he going to give it? What's he going to look at here? He's not going over to the monitor, is he?
What are we waiting for?
I don't get it. They're having a really good look at it. It must be the offside because it went over the line. This is a goal. What is Big Dan going to do when it's given? I hope he does a knee slide. I really do. Come on. Looks miles offside. Nah. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm panicking.
Are you feeling confident?
No.
This is a goal.
I'm in the... I can't even talk.
Chat, it's just us. It's just us.
How long
they want to get this right. I know.
How long?
I know. This is what the Liverpool game should have been like. He's going to blow the whistle.
Just in the Champions League against PSG. It's Dan Burn. It's 2-0. Mbappe, who are you? You fucking plonker. Dan Burn's just put you to shame, you fucking prick.
Well, they had a good look at it. And it was the easiest decision to give ever.
I can't believe it. I would say I'm going to cry, man. I can't fucking believe it.
What is going on?
We've just seen the replay and it did look like Jamal Lascelles handled the ball for a header.
Oh, is that what they were looking at?
I think it might have been. My fucking head. That was that the longest
it was
pause in history? I held my breath. Oh my God.
They must have been looking at multiple things.
Dan fucking Burn has just scored in the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain.
Was a handball, but who cares? Wow. Mate, this is insane. You're 2-0 up, St James's Park. You're back in the Champions League. You're beating them. Look at this. Is this Longstaff going crazy or is this Gordon?
It's
Gordon. Oh my God.
I fucking love that cunt. Mate, Dan fucking Burn. I can't fucking believe it.
I would have loved to have known the odds on a 2-0 half-time scoreline. Even the Newcastle up at half-time.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just honestly
wow.
I can't believe it.
It went off Hakimi's hand first, apparently. Both of their players handled the ball. So they've just gone, do you know what? There's 2 handballs in. Fuck it. Just give the goal. They should have done that the other day for Liverpool.
I can't believe it. Go on, Trips.
That is well off.
We'll let you off.
That is well off.
2-0 half-time.
Chat, how do you feel about that? This is absolutely insane. Mate, you can't believe it. You're speechless.
I'm just like, this is absolutely insane, this. And do you know what it is? It's been an even game.
Yeah.
It's, I think we don't look like we don't belong in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Like against Milan, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We're getting played off the park, yeah. But against this lot, we look really all right, yeah. We've been great.
I know deep down you are absolutely buzzing, but you are in so much shock at
I've
that
never
goal.
seen this before. Like, in my head, I'm like, I thought this would be a really difficult game that we might nick, and I'm sure like PSG will come, like, if not now, in the second half, and we'll have a moment where we'll really have to fucking dig deep. But to be 2-0 up, wow. This to me is like this is such character building stuff for this team. And one of the things I've been thinking about, like, if you look earlier in the season and last season, in the Carabao Cup final against Man United, this season against Man City, against Liverpool, we're on that cusp of being, a a challenging club, a threatening club to the biggest teams. But we're not there yet. And one of the reasons we're not there yet is because we're not big game players yet. We're not used to this moment and this level. And we've still got to overcome that in the second half to like mentally, all right, now you got the lead, but can you fucking hold it together, right? And these are the kind of moments that will build that character in these lads to be like, come on, lads, like you've done this before. You've beaten PSG. You've beaten, you've just knocked Man City out of the cup. All right, it wasn't the best Man City side, but this is the part of the journey that we need to go on right now, and it's like, it's quite amazing to see what we're doing here when we look at the level of, Mbappe is a Galactico level player, isn't he?
Yeah, that era of the PSG Galacticos, I feel like is coming to an end.
It is,
and they're in a transition. But actually, when you look at it, you look at player by player in their team. They have a Champions League winning squad there. They like even now, even post Galactico era, their squad on paper is one of the better ones in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and they just haven't turned up
easily. And we're the opposite. Where we do not have a. We have a team that will be lucky to qualify for the Champions League next season.
Yeah,
because of the level of competition with in the Premier League. With right now, you've got the top four of City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs, and then not even including the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Man United, the likes of Brighton and Aston Villa, who have started well. Like it's going to be very hard for Newcastle to qualify for top four. Let alone, what we're doing right now. So I think this is magical here. Like, this is, when I look back in my, in the late 90s, early 2000s, when we beat Juventus in the Champions League, when we beat Barcelona in the Champions League at St. James's, this is going to be right up there. But the difference being, we're building something now, and this could be something that we might be able to do more than just once. That's a foul on Gordon. Well done, Anthony. I think Anthony Gordon has been in our top 3 players this season. That's how highly I can speak on him. Like he's been fucking vital. Trippier has been the best player this season, and I'd say Gordon and Bruno up there as well.
He shut a lot of people up, hasn't he, Gordon? Because there was a lot of people saying he wasn't good enough. And
Everton fans.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Toffee YouTube channel, and they were saying, look, he's better than what we've got, but he's still shit, And it made me think, oh.
It's mad to say that about a 21-year-old guy. It's actually a bit mental, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but equally, like, Anthony Gordon in that team, coached by those coaches, with those players around him, it's like what you've been saying about Mudryk. Like, how good can he be when everyone else is underperforming? And as a winger, it's hard when your strikers are non-existent and like you need help, right, in that position. So I think we're seeing the best of them now after a very good under-21 championships with the England team. Could I have another whiskey, please? Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Here we go.
Dan Burn has a Champions League goal. He deserves a medal for that.
Can you believe that?
I remember when we signed him from Brighton and people were like, yeah, decent signing, not too bad. But, he's been, because he's a Geordie and he gets it, and he's a, I kind of feel like Dan's unlucky to not even be in the England squad. Like, this is a Champions League defender who kept as many clean sheets as anyone last season. And the fact that he's never even considered for England. Bearing in mind, he kept more clean sheets than Man United did last season, lost less games, and yet Harry Maguire can't get into the Man United side. This guy starts in a better defence week in, week out, and he's never considered for England. Like,
when you think about it, when you think about it as well, Luke Shaw injured, Chilwell is now injured for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and
yet
you got to say he is probably the third best option for England to start as a left back.
Cheers.
If you think about it, who is the best other option at left back?
Well, ironically,
other than Trippier,
the guy who they're going to go for is the backup to Dan Burn. It's a Chelsea boy who we signed.
No, I don't think Lewis will be in the squad.
Lewis was training with the England team.
He was training, but
Well, look, I was just surmising.
No, I think Dan Burn's got a good chance to make the squad if now that we've got these injuries.
Yeah. I think Dan Burn deserves an England call up at least once. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying he's the answer for the future of England. What I'm saying is like, on merit, yeah, he deserves a call up.
No, but it would make sense though, wouldn't it? All of our skill and our attacking impetus in defence comes from the right back area.
Look at him busting a gut to get
love
forward.
It. Get forward, just hoof it.
Mad. Go on, lad.
Love it. That was a great pass.
We're on the counter attack. We got a minute left. Tonali, come on. Gets a cross in. It's not good enough. And there's a player down.
I mean, off the ball, it was rubbish.
You know what, right? You can see he's diving.
Yeah. I mean, look, as I was saying, if you think about it, if you play Dan Burn, does that mean you could play Trent as a right back? And then have 3 proper centre-backs with Trent marauding forward? Reece James could be a more attacking player. Trippier could be a more attacking player.
Yeah. I'm not sure what we do in regards to how many defenders centre-back wise. Like that, if we're playing 3 centre-backs, Dan Burn is the perfect guy to be at the left side of that 3. But he can also play left back. This
is becoming quite like a fad, isn't it? This centre-back as a left back. We play with Levi Colwill there.
I wonder what he was booked for, Bruno, there. I didn't really see.
Must have been the off-the-ball stuff.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking Joe. Was that a red? Someone said that's a red on Bruno. Is that a red?
Was it?
Bruno could have been sent off. I didn't see that.
Dragged him back.
Digged him in the back of the head.
Oh, digged him. Jeez.
Half
time, 2-0 up.
Wow.
Newcastle are beating PSG. Brian, did you think that would have been the result at half time?
No, I'm absolutely blown away here. And don't get me wrong, it's like someone saying could have been a red. I really need to see that again. Here's my thing. On the one hand, this Newcastle team are such like plucky underdogs who don't necessarily have like the skill of even like the Chelsea squad, right? Like I'd look at that Chelsea squad and say player for player, there's probably more skill and technique throughout there. But Eddie's created this like never say die, run after every ball, fight till you fucking drop attitude. And that's why we've got 2-0 up here. In my opinion, like we're special in that regard. Like mentally, we've got something, and with it, what we're really saying is kind of what Joey said on the kickoff. Shout out to Joey because he did say, at home you're going to pick up a lot of points. No one's going to want to go and play at St James's, and for that reason, you might just find yourself further than you ever expected. Not winning it. Let's not get carried away, but like even going. I don't know, maybe the second furthest other than Man City out of the Premier League sides. We've seen Arsenal who looked flat in the Champions League the other night. Man United looked terrible against Galatasaray, aside from Højlund. So maybe so. I don't know.
This is all about, for you, it's all about keeping your squad together. Because if you do keep getting all the injuries, your squad, you can't keep dealing with it. Like, for you, it's all about fitness, injuries, keeping the players on the pitch. If you do that, then you could go really far. Like this.
We've only got 2 strikers, for example.
Yeah.
So our third choice striker is Anthony Gordon. That's how small.
Not a striker, is he?
Yeah. We could have done with like a young striker who can just handle that job. You know what I mean?
Shame you don't have anyone coming through in the academy.
Yeah, the fact that we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench shows how thin it is even on the bench there.
Karius could do a job up front.
Yeah. We'll get Onana, play him up front because he's a ball player apparently. Shout out to the chat, by the way. I love reading the comments.
There's a lot of love there.
I think this will end in a 2-2 draw. I hope you're wrong, but I mean, it could happen, man. They like Mbappe just needs to turn up for a 20-minute period, and it could be 3-2 to them, right? This is just the beginning for Newcastle in the Champions League. I think this team is well balanced, and the skill and the high press just gel so well together. Brian, this is the Carabao Cup final. Still hurt, mate. Is that why you hate Ten Hag so much? Not at all, actually. Like, of course, I wanted to win that, and I know you're bantering us, but in reality, The Carabao Cup final was Ten Hag's peak for Man United, and we're going way above that. So don't you worry about it. Huh? Sorry, how was the Champions League for you? Because we're loving it, right? It's going quite well. Sorry.
We're not talking about Man United. We're talking about Newcastle. Come on.
You come at the champ. You can't miss. Delighted for you, Geordie. How are the lads? Love from Liverpool. Says FSG out. Respect. Thank you very much, mate. PSG are like Man United. You know what? It's not a bad comparison in that they've got a lot of ingredients to make them win big things, and yet for whatever reason, aside from the league title, PSG, it's just not happening for them.
They've got better ingredients than Man United. It's more of a flop.
I think they're underperformers is the point, like in terms of when they had Neymar in his prime and just never got close to what they should have done.
It was interesting. I've heard some quotes recently though that they were saying the president was saying it's more about a long-term strategy. It's not about winning that, because in the past PSG was all about we need to win the Champions League. It's all about winning the Champions League. That's what we do in our entire team are planning around. And now he's saying it's a journey. It's more of a transitionary period. But like again, as
they've had to change that
on paper though. They should be right up there. They really, there's no excuses from them. Their squad is young, but it should be.
Do you know who I'm so happy for right now?
Go on.
Eddie Howe.
I was going to ask you about him.
When he took over as Newcastle manager, I remember being on the kickoff and being ridiculed about Eddie Howe and, you know, the fella who took Bournemouth down and all of that. And when you think about it, like how well he did to keep Bournemouth in the Premier League for 5 years. And when he got relegated, people looked at that and went, well, he's no good. And it's like, the man kept Bournemouth in the Premier League for 5 years. Like, and now you look at what he's achieving with Newcastle, he's an overachiever. And when people compare, going back to Ten Hag, I remember looking at him last season and going, well, Ten Hag is doing what he should be doing with the amount of money he spent. Like, Eddie Howe taking us from battling relegation, even with money, to then competing with Ten Hag makes no sense, because Man United were never battling against relegation. Like, they've had a platform built on £1 billion of players and then added another 400 million for Ten Hag. Like, we should not even be in this competition right now. And look, we're very lucky that Chelsea, Liverpool had an off season, Spurs, you know, we did get a bit lucky. I'm not oblivious to that.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the sentiment that you're lucky to be in the Champions League. You deserve to be there.
No, we turned up and you guys didn't.
You had a great defence.
But I'm just suggesting that if other teams were at the races, it would have been a lot harder, right? So, you know, thank God. But regardless of all of that, Eddie Howe is proving he is a real fucking great manager. Like, and when I say great, how great, I don't know. But an English manager is doing something here that we have not seen from another English manager since Sir Bobby Robson, since Harry Redknapp. That generation of managers has been gone for a long time. God bless, right? This is the first English manager in over a decade who we've seen look like he belongs on the biggest stage. And the ironic thing is, and I don't know why I'm going to say this, because I've been talking about Ten Hag a lot. Man United would be lucky to have Eddie Howe. Honestly.
I have to say.
You know why? Because what have we got that Man United don't have? Identity. And Eddie Howe has put that into this team from the get-go, from being against relegation to now in the Champions League, beating PSG. Within 2 years of him coming, we've gone, and let's be real, he hasn't spent as much as Ten Hag has. So he's taken us from battling relegation to beating PSG in the Champions League in 2 years and spent less than Ten Hag, but he's got an identity, and that is intensity. And look, we've lost that on occasion, but wow, people need to put some respect on Eddie Howe's name. And I don't care what happens from here. I don't care if we lose this fucking game, right? I do care. But in regards to the point, it doesn't change the fact that Eddie Howe deserves to be spoken about as an up-and-coming top manager, not just a one-hit wonder who got Newcastle into the Champions League that year. He's more than that. He's special, this guy. I'm convinced of it.
The disrespect that he gets is a joke. I really do think it is. When you get laughed at for saying that he is right up there as one of the best managers in the country,
one of the best young managers in football right now.
Yeah.
Why did everyone not want to face Newcastle in the fourth pot? Because we're a nightmare to play against. And we're only a nightmares because he's made us a nightmare. You know, we've seen a lot of fucking good managers get groups of good players and not know what the fuck to do with them. So Eddie Howe deserves this.
He does. He
Big
does.
time.
And look who has just joined the chat. Joey Knight.
Big Joey! You did say it, brother. I did quote you. I've just said, you said on the kickoff that we would do well in the Champions League, and here it fucking is. I can't believe it's happening. 2-0 against PSG at half-time. The problem is that will have pissed Mbappe, right?
Yeah, what's up?
So I am aware that we're going to have to fight for this, and imagine we can get another goal.
I think. I don't know. I have a feeling you might just sit back now. I have a feeling you might just play for the win. Why not? Just sit back, absorb the pressure.
And then
you haven't been playing like that all game, so it'd be a different one at half time.
The only thing is with us, is part of the reason that we've managed to win so far in this game is the press, and the press will take its toll on the lads. We will get tired, and it's about knowing who can handle. Do you know when you're winning and you start making substitutions?
You can't change a lot with the substitutions either, mate, can you? You've not got a lot of quality on that bench.
We haven't got a striker, so Isak, I hope you're feeling good. But also on the bench, I wouldn't look at our bench and go that there's loads of quality there. So, and if we do make a change, I just worry that with 2-0, if it goes 2-1, you know what I mean? You don't want to fuck with it too much.
Squeaky bum time.
Someone said PSG beat themselves. Thanks for the credit. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's harsh, isn't it? That is very, very harsh. Bring on Paul Dummett. Is he on the bench?
I hope not.
I really hope he is, because if he comes on, that will be magical. I'd
get
love
the Geordie
that.
legends out.
I'd absolutely love that.
Brian hates United more than he loves Newcastle. I don't. I've literally just sat there watching the David Beckham documentary, loving the storytelling of Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Eric Cantona. Like, I genuinely, like, it's a bit of banter, you know what I mean? But it's a pretty good documentary, that, by the way.
We do hate, you do hate Man United.
No, I hate Man United, but like hate in a sporting
loving
way.
Hate.
Of
Yeah.
course, I love to watch them lose,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I'm going to say stuff that isn't true.
Yeah.
Like when I started calling out Ten Hag, I wasn't just inventing shit, and now like
Maybe been proved right.
And what annoys me is when people are like, "Oh, Joe," like in the fight world, I'm like, "Oh, well, you're not a fighter." And then in the football world, it's, well, he's more of a fight guy anyway. Like, I understand sport to a degree, and like sometimes when people go, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about," and it's like, do you know? I was calling out Ollie before everyone else was, and I was called a hater for that. Now I've called out Ten Hag before everyone else was, and I'm called a hater for that. And it's like, maybe they're both just not good enough, bro. And
if he gets sacked before the end of the season, it will be insane. Like, the reaction from that would be mental. Absolutely mental. Someone's watching from Japan. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Come on, Newcastle.
Big love, bro. Thank you very much.
I'm desperate to go to Japan. That's on my bucket list to go over there. Fucking, it'd be sick.
I must admit, I wouldn't mind going and exploring Asia. I wouldn't mind that at all. Although big cities do make me feel a bit
claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Like I'm definitely a townie / country boy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind going. And when I've watched a lot of travel documentaries, and what's great about those countries over there is you do have like a mix of like the city and the countryside, and the countryside's pretty beautiful. Like, so yeah, I'd be up for that.
We're going to look now, and everyone commenting where you are in the world, we're going to go there. So we're going to go to Japan. We're going to go to Argentina.
India, 1:45 a.m. I don't know if I could go to India. That's a long way away.
That's all right. We can't go to Singapore. That's further.
But is there even any point now?
Australia, that's a long flight for you, mate. Yeah. I don't think you'd fancy that.
I'd need an edible before we jump on that plane.
Basingstoke sounds like a nice trip.
Big love. Nairobi. Wow. Sweden. Big love from Isak's part of the world. Colombia. Tino Asprilla's part of the world. One of the Champions League goal scorers for Newcastle of history.
We've got a global audience here, lads. Come on.
And the one thing that always hits me is there's a lot of Indian fans we have. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. Newcastle will be coming out any second now for the second half. Get your predictions in the chat. Do we see it out or do we crumble under the pressure?
What's your prediction? Tell me. What's your prediction?
Nah, you know what it is, right?
I'll do mine.
I just want us to win. I don't give a fuck how we win because for me, this is one of like, if we can beat PSG, it's one of those things where even if we go out of the Champions League, it's like we beat PSG, Newcastle. This is a moment where we are forced to be taken more seriously by everyone else in football, including footballers who are interested in coming to Newcastle, which is a big plus, but including the rest of the Premier League. And if we do end up in the cup final again, this game is exactly what will give us the confidence to win games like that. Come on!
I am going to do a prediction. I reckon this finishes 3-1 Newcastle. Draw the second half.
We've got Abdul here saying 3-1. Peter says 3-1. Ryan 3-0. We got someone from Oklahoma in there. Whenever I think about that, I think of the bombing that happened there. Did you ever hear about that?
What an interesting story that is.
That was so
There's
weird.
been some bloody good documentaries about that.
Mate, I'm sorry to bring up a negative part of the history, but wow, that was mental.
Yeah.
Martin Cook says 3-2. Big lad from Wallsend, Jack. Shout out. South Shields, Magpie Gaming.
Have you done a video about that, by the way?
Nepal. I've never done a video about the
Oklahoma user, but you should.
Yeah. 4-4. Fuck me, I don't think I could handle that.
Because there's a guy still out there, mate. Have you heard about that?
Because the van.
Yeah,
the van
they thought there was another guy in there.
Yeah.
Guys, you're seeing a true crime podcast
this is
live.
How it starts with me.
Live.
Almiron comes back onto the field. Burn. Big, you know what? I am absolutely fucking over the moon for Big Dan Burn. And I'll never forget when we made it at the cup final last season and Longstaff's getting interviewed. And Longstaff is a Geordie, but he's more of a low-key Geordie. And Big Dan Burn comes on the camera and he goes, "I'm gone to get me suit measured." And I fucking loved it.
Can I just make a confession here? When I saw Dan Burn leave Brighton and go to Newcastle, I thought, that's a shame. Because Brighton are very good and he played very well for them. And now look at him playing in the Champions Bloody League.
It was one of those signings where people were like, I thought this was an oil club. Like, what the fuck are they doing? But this sums up, like, we have not had the oil money in the way that we could have done. Like, this lot have got more money.
Yes,
but I mean, look, and I know more will come, but realistically, the books have to be balanced now. You can't do what Man City did. You can't do what Chelsea did. Even though Chelsea have spent a lot of money, you lot are even balancing the books in a way.
God, this is a change of pace from the kickoff. You never agree with net spend.
No, you're right.
You love a bit of net spend.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, you have built an empire that you are now able to sit on top of, and we're in that process. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but our current Castore deal is 5 million a year.
Shit.
Terrible.
That is so bad. And they're the worst shirts in history. Villa are literally bombing them off.
The wet look.
Yeah,
all the female footballers
so
are like,
bad.
you really want us to wear this shit?
Yeah.
All right, cheers, mate. We'll be looking like fucking mud wrestling or something.
Yeah.
But no, we're signing a deal with Adidas at the end of this season for 40 million a year.
Shit. 1-1 Leipzig City. Wow. God, what is wrong with English teams in the Champions League,
City have actually been off form lately. Just they haven't been bad. They're still outperforming teams statistically, like more shots, more possession, all of that. But they're not at their best right now. That's clear. And that's why I was frustrated when Newcastle didn't nick a draw against them, because with Bruno's been so good in this game. By the way, the time on the clock is 46 minutes, 42, 43, 44 seconds. And Isak has ditched the bandana, the KSI bandana that he had on.
It wasn't Gucci. It wasn't Gucci, though.
Newcastle, oh, come off it, referee. You fucking soft cock.
He must have, do you reckon he got stitched up then at half time? Must have.
Yeah. I just put out my KSI Tommy Fury prediction video today. I've predicted KSI to win. Gone for it.
Have you actually?
Yeah, fuck it.
Have you actually?
Yeah, you know what? I love the
Jeremy's
guy.
going to be fuming at you.
I know, but I love the guy, and you know. But also,
you back him.
it's one of those where I'm like, can I see a road to victory for you? Yes, I can. And therefore, this guy, I've got a lot of love for him for over the years. We've done plenty of work together, and there is a bit of bias there, but also, like, I did say, look, it can go one or two ways, and it won't be like the Jake Paul fight, in that KSI is a lot more of an aggressive fighter than Jake Paul is, and that will either work really well or really badly. So I did admit, like, it's got the propensity to he'll either win big or lose big. I don't see it being a boring decision. He'll either land that big shot and knock him out, or you'll get beaten up.
Is a loss on points effectively a win for KSI?
But I don't see it happening like that. I mean, KSI is a tough guy, but I don't think his boxing defense is as good as Jake Paul's. But I think his attack might be a bit more potent. So I think he's more of a threat to Tommy.
Wow.
But Tommy is also a bigger threat to him than Jake Paul, because Jake Paul had better defense, basically.
Yeah. So watch that video now on Pain Game.
Yeah, I put it out. I'm putting out the Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis one tomorrow, and then I'm doing one for the rest of the card as well, because there's so many good fights. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to do the whole thing.
Who are the highlights and the undercards?
Oh,
we got Sol
Pappy, mate. Sol Pappy, big fan of him.
Yeah.
There's a lightweight fight. There's also Ryan Taylor fighting Swarms, which the reason I'm kind of into that is they were doing a face-off, and Swarms is like, what about the kid you don't see anymore?
Oh, God, it kicked off, didn't it? Oh, it kicked off really badly.
Don't ever say that to another man. Fuck me.
Shit.
I'm surprised Ryan Taylor didn't stab the guy. Like, because Ryan Taylor's a game guy, right? Like, he's got that look in his eyes, like he could snap at any moment.
He flipped the table, didn't he?
Mate, he went straight for him. There was no thinking. It was straight on site, immediate. Yeah. But anyway,
did they carry on? Did they carry on with the head-to-head?
No, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think they did. I don't remember.
Jeez.
But look, it's going to be a great night of fights, and we will be covering it live on the Pain Game. So make sure you tune into us on October 14th for KSI, Tommy Fury, Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis, Misfits. We're going to be commentating. We've got Joey joining us. And by the way, Newcastle are in. Yes! Get in! It's 3-0! It's Sean fucking Longstaff! Talk about oil money! We've got 2 fucking Geordies on the score sheet against fucking Mbappe, so shove that up your arse! Get in! Come on, Eddie Howe! How are the lads?
What has just happened? Brian, what has just happened? Can you walk me through this? How the fuck? Luis Enrique, mate, you're getting sacked in 6 months if you keep doing this.
I'm sorry, but my God.
What is going
Bobby
on
Robson
here? Trippier picks it up on the right-hand side. Unbelievable pass.
Bobby Robson.
Donnarumma.
The spirit is alive and well, son. You're watching down on the hallowed turf. Oh, my days. The keeper tries to save it, and he kind of gets a glove to it, and it rockets back into his net. Shout out to the lad who went to my high school in North Shields. He's just buried it against Mbappe's lot. Go fuck yourselves, Paris.
What is going on there?
This is iconic. We have arrived. This is it, man. And we've spent less money than Man United, than Man City, than Arsenal. We are on a budget doing this compared to this lot. Oh, my days. St. James's Park. Electric.
They wrote him off, mate. They said that he wasn't good enough to play in the Champions League.
Mate,
they said he shouldn't have been in the starting 11.
Mate, I'm not going to act like I thought he was. Because Dan Burn and Longstaff, you're thinking to yourself, they can cut it in the Premier League, but are they good enough for the Champions League? Well, the answer's yes.
They care. I think the big difference with you than Man United or other teams like that is they haven't got players that care as much.
Oh, we care more.
Every single one of those boys care.
And you know whose fault that is? Eddie fucking Howe, you absolute legend. Eddie Howe is the most... Put some respect on his name. Man City drawn 1-1 with Hammer and PSG in the fucking...
Honestly, like... I
can't
believe it.
Do you know what was funny? They put our result in the first game. They put like a list of teams that from the Premier League that hadn't performed in Europe. Villa, Brighton, Newcastle were in there with a 0-0 draw away at the San Siro. They put that in the list, and I'm like, oh no, that's a good result. It was a rough game. Don't get me wrong. It was fucking hell. But the funniest thing is people like Arturo Vidal are slagging us off. All they do is run. And yeah, we are. Every time we shoot, we fucking score against this. Oh my God.
This could be 6-0.
Dude, that last time you said that. Do you remember? Against Spurs. When we were playing Spurs, we were 3-0 up, and he goes, hey, put some money on it, Brian. It could be 6-0.
Yeah, you should have. You would have won a lot of money. Just listen to me. Well, chat, what do we think about that, hey?
Was it died and gone to heaven?
Can we ask the question, and I don't think this is too unfair. Was it a clanger by the goalkeeper?
Oh, it wasn't. It was one of those unlucky moments where you get a hand to it and it ricochets.
He can't speak, he's lost his breath. It's a rainy night in October in the north of England, and PSG, they don't fancy it. They don't fancy it at all. Keith has got Newcastle and City for 500 quid. Good luck, Keith. I hope you win that, son. That would be absolutely brilliant. It wasn't a clanger, but it didn't look great. Yeah, it wasn't a strong hand, was it? I mean, everyone's been backing Donnarumma as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and he's certainly not looking like it tonight, is he?
He's definitely not as bad as Onana.
Luis Enrique looks tired. He looks tired. I hope you've been doing the fireworks all night last night outside the team hotel.
Mate, I can't fucking believe it. We were worried there. PSG had a very dangerous free kick in.
Nick Pope wasn't worried.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The group of death, they called it. Huh? Huh? Fuck off.
I mean, it still is a hard group, isn't it? All right, they're bringing on Bradley. He's coming on.
Yeah.
Chelsea wanted this guy. Young striker.
He looks like a Chelsea player. He's got the same haircut.
Time for another whiskey. Oi, oi.
Mate. I genuinely, I'm going to I have to be honest, I'm going to rewatch this match at least 10 times. The full 90. I'm going to, every week, no matter what. This is like, this is so special. This is
DVD central.
This
is printed
swear
off.
down. It is such a moment in the history of this club. When let's just daydream. Let's just daydream for a second. Or if Newcastle, go on to bigger and better things. Let's say we go on to win a Premier League one day, right? Let's just say. If we do, they'll look at this game as the moment where
it started.
It became a reality, and that we beat PSG, and we began to believe, in the words of Morpheus in The Matrix.
PSG
great
on
movie.
the edge of the area.
Up.
Oh.
One. They've got one.
Is
back.
it offside?
They've got one back.
Is it? He was making a run there.
Oh, they've got one back.
Probably just on. Shame.
You know what we did there? We switched off.
Yeah.
A bit.
Mbappe wanted it in. It comes into the middle of the area there. Oh, he's offside.
Is Burn playing him on?
The angle is a tough angle. It looked like his shoulder was off.
Can you confirm, chat? Is he on or off?
A lot of people are saying he's off.
He looked off.
He looked off. Big time.
Is he off?
Jermaine Genius is saying left toe.
Oh, you guys are
look
fucking
at
with
this.
us because they're fucking.
I know, the banter.
Things.
I love it.
You bastards. Goal given.
Goal given. No. Check over. Vérification terminée en français. Wow.
How the fuck is that a goal?
What? Guys, show us the lines.
I'm assuming they're right.
Show us.
To be fair, it's automated, so I'll have to trust that they're right.
I don't get that.
Look, I can only assume that it was a fucking millimeter because Dan Burn was kind of playing. It looked close. Dan Burn was deep, but it did look off. But it looked off because the guy who was attacking was closer to the camera to us.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Look, it's 3-1. We should still fucking win this now. Come on, lads. The worry is we need to settle this down and take control in the midfield, and they're attacking rapidly.
They're going for it. Why has it opened up so much, Brian?
Well, they're a great side, and that is just kind of going to happen, right? Yeah,
this guy's come on and looked good.
Yeah, he looks aggressive.
He looks very good.
Yeah. The crowd will be nervous for sure because the reason being is one more goal and then it's really worrying.
Game on.
Yeah, it's game on big time.
Right, so they've got a corner here. Is Mbappe taking it? It's gone short. This Zaire Emery's looks good actually.
They really believe in themselves. PSG. I'll give them that. You can see the. We're going to have to do a big job here in the defensive side in the next half an hour. We're nearly at the 60-minute mark. For those watching, we are at 58 minutes, 47 seconds.
Do you know what, mate? This is where the squad is going to really hurt you because you can't refresh the legs of the team, and they're going to get more and more tired.
I can only hope that they're also getting tired. But yeah, I think we've done more running generally. Has JJ got an ego in real life, or is he a nice guy? JJ is a really good guy. Yeah, it was just on by Dan Burn, but bloody hell, it was tight.
Yeah. This automated offside is so much better than what we have.
Yeah, I mean, literally. And, it's just like, that's what you want, automated. You don't want human error to even be a problem. Go on, Isak, son. Go on, son. Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh.
We didn't get the throw.
He's a very good defender, Skriniar. I like him a lot. They've done very well to get him.
Born to play at this level for me. When I look at this Champions League side that Newcastle have put out, I accept that some of these guys, like your Jamal Lascelles, despite how good he's been, to be fair, touch wood that he doesn't make a fucking colossal error at that moment. I said that.
Mbappe.
Go on, touch it.
What is he
again.
Doing?
Come on, turn. Get the fucking ball moving. Come on, we've got another goal to score here. Yes, Tonali, son. Lovely run. Cross in. What the fuck was that from Tonali? No one there.
He's not known for a cross, but
yeah, but fucking.
He finds himself quite often in those sort of like inside.
Yeah, he plays
areas.
like an 8, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's a strange one. Mate, I still think this is unbelievable. Can I just say that? Like, to get this result, even 3-1, 60 minutes, 3-1 at home against PSG. Look at the players they have. I mean, it's just insane. Yeah, you're right. We do need this automated system in the Premier League. We were saying it earlier on. We just obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not going to bring it in mid-season.
It's so simple.
But yeah.
You know what I think it is with these lot? It's jobs for the boys.
I know.
You know, I think that.
Yeah.
The fact that we've got 5 people fucking around on VAR or however many it was, it seemed like too many. Like,
we say we've got referees.
It should be like 1 or 2.
Well, we say they keep complaining that there aren't enough referees, and they've got 5 of them sat in Stockley Park. Yeah. We got a shout out here. Someone in Peru watching us.
Wow.
Big shout out. He's a big fan of Nobby Solano.
Yes, Peruvian, the king himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solano was a quality footballer, one of the best in Newcastle's history, and a Peruvian legend. I didn't even know Peru existed until I was like, because I was a kid, right? And I was like, oh, Nobby Solano's from Peru. Oh, well then, better learn about that then.
I'd love to go to Peru as well. It'd be. I've never gone to South America. I'm really keen to go.
Yeah, I've never been.
I've heard it's
beautiful. I've
beautiful.
heard the women there are fantastic.
Yes, I have a friend that went to Colombia and fell in love.
Oh, really?
In Colombia, yeah.
Who wouldn't, man?
How can you blame him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny because of the porn category.
How did we get there?
I don't know much, but I know that
How did we get there?
I think in South America, in culo grande means big butt.
Oh.
So
he's fluent, lads. He's fluent.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fluent.
Shout out to Egypt and Sweden again. Nobby plays a mean trumpet. That is very true. I've heard that.
We got two from Egypt. I'm going to
Newcastle
Egypt
are making
December.
subs now.
Here we go.
We got Elliot Anderson warming up, another Geordie kid. That is mental. That we're going to end up playing 3 Geordie lads.
I love it. And Lewis Hall's got the Geordie family, hasn't
he?
So
he's got his dad's Geordie.
Yeah, if he comes on, that'd be brilliant.
Nikos Dabazas is my cousin. What the fuck is going on here? Shout out to India once again. Barith Barry. I love that.
That's a great name.
Barith Barry. Newcastle are still putting the pressure on, but the game's in a bit of a lull right now. The one thing I'm very happy about, touch wood, Mbappe's had a quiet one, generally.
Oh, God, you idiot. Why did you say that? No. Why did you say that? You completely jinxed it.
Come on, Red.
I would never say anything like that.
No, but
because he's going to rinse you.
You know why I say that, right? Because of the, when we watched the World Cup final, I mean, he was absolutely outrageous, right?
Yeah.
And yet, in this game, he's not really delivered.
This is really interesting, right? Vitinha's coming on here. Garte's going off. Vitinha, right, technically an amazing player. But I tell you what, I wouldn't be bringing him on against Newcastle with the big midfielders, physical midfielders coming in. He's going to get bossed.
Oh, well, God, you've really done something there, haven't you?
Yeah, he's gonna get bossed. Mate, you were saying Mbappe was going to be shit.
With the editing, thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Are you going to edit the fuck out of that one, are you?
It's one of them where it goes 3 minutes later. And then you know what I mean?
And Vitinha bangs an absolute scream.
The maddest thing is Anthony Gordon's had a better game than Mbappe so far. I'm just saying.
Take him off. Elliot Anderson's coming on for Tonali.
So Tonali has not had a lot of training time in the last month. Eddie Howe has admitted it's been not enough training from him. He's been injured and he's been traveling a lot. So bringing Elliot Anderson on is a decent idea, but I'm not sure of the. Oh my God, that wasn't good. The level of Elliot Anderson, I'm unsure of it so far. We're gonna have to find out. Basically,
we're gonna see, mate.
These are the games where you find that stuff out. Oh fucking hell.
He's pressing high. That's good.
Yeah.
You've got to love that straight away.
Get into them. Cheers. Cheers, boss.
Cheers, boss, man.
Oh, someone just said 3-2. Don't fuck with me like that. Don't you dare. All right? We'll have less of that because I'll ban you.
Oh, I like this, right? We've got a Swedish pronunciation. It's Isak. Isak.
You know what's hard is I've seen him say Isaac.
Oh, there
he
you
goes,
go.
Isaac. Isaac.
There you go. But look, this is we're hearing from a Swede, a real life Swede.
He's got a real London accent.
Yeah, he does.
I think him and Joe Willock are like proper close friends. So when obviously like he hangs out with him a lot, and then go on, Elliot Anderson, he's dribbling through the middle. Oh. This is what I've heard he's good at, but I'm not quite seeing it enough yet.
Look at these scores.
I'm going to ban you. I'm not even joking. Don't. Okay. Mbappe plays it through the middle. It's back to Mbappe, who plays another clever pass in the middle. He's good. He's real good. But is he good enough to beat Newcastle United? We'll find out.
We'll find out. Just as long as it's not Vitinha, please don't score.
Yeah.
Because I'll look like an absolute moron.
Nah. Kieran Trippier pressing. Newcastle pressing like an army here. We're like the Toon Army.
Jonathan asking if we're going to be in Germany for the Euros. We'll probably be streaming it from here. I'd guess.
Yeah, when is the next Euros?
Next year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be streaming it from here.
Yeah,
we're going to have some unbelievable streams.
I really wouldn't. I'm going
to enjoy
some of the
best ones. Yeah, I can't wait.
I couldn't enjoy the World Cup. There was so much going on. We were really busy.
Yeah. It was a shit time of year as well. I mean, I hate the December World Cup. It just was wrong.
I hate having the World Cup in December.
You need the summer. You need to be out with the lads, the beers. Oh, like I've had so many good memories of World Cups. But yeah,
Erling Haaland definitely sounds, by the way, like I heard his voice the other day, and he sounded like an Englishman.
Did he live in England with his dad though?
A little bit, but not. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the documentary we did. Me and shout out Adam. We grew up. He grew up in Norway to start with.
Yeah.
But he definitely sounds a kind of Yorkshire-ish accent now.
Yeah. It's a good accent.
He seems like a great guy, Haaland. Actually.
Yeah.
Very likable.
Yeah. What a player as well.
I know.
We could have had him.
Do you know his girlfriend actually played for the team that he played for in Norway?
I didn't.
Yeah, she's a footballer.
Does she still play there?
I guess not. Okay. But yeah.
I like footballing couples.
Get in, you bastards! Come on! Oh, I'm really feeling this now. We've got 25 minutes left. Haaland said he used to be a fan of Deji.
I saw that interview. He used to watch his videos.
But that's true, though.
I know.
Because I've seen him say that. Oh, Newcastle. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yes!
Has he just missed that?
Jamal Lascelles puts him off. Big Jamal Lascelles showing exactly why Harry Maguire couldn't lace his fucking boots. Yes!
Was that a tackle, or did he just?
Yeah, he put him off. I don't know if it was a tackle, but watch Lascelles. Yeah, watch this. Watch.
Look at the pace.
Look at that's decent. That,
yeah,
isn't it? That is exactly why
he's better than Maguire.
Do you admit it now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, fuck it. I'll change my mind.
Honestly. Oh, big Jamal. Come on, son. Put him in the England squad.
Paul Dummett coming on would just be brilliant, though. I really do want him in
the last 2 minutes.
It would just be a pure piss take.
Oh, come on, referee. You got the ball.
Yellow card.
A yellow card. That is the Champions League. That is a joke.
I think you're going to bring on Livramento for one of these wing positions,
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah. Marquinhos has not had a good game, has he?
No, you know what? He looks a bit old.
Oh, that was bad.
Do you not think he looks a bit old? He did get the ball, though.
Yeah.
He got the ball, but...
It was a follow-through.
Yeah, it was a bit... he got the ball first. I think a yellow is harsh considering he got the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of those wingers will come off and it will be Livramento to come on. I want to see Lewis Hall. I'm a bit annoyed that we've loaned you Lewis Hall, right? And fair enough, he's going to be on a permanent. But you've just not played him. Fuck's sake, he's so good.
We played him in the last game and he looked all right.
Yeah.
But Livramento kind of stole the show, actually.
Yeah.
Go on, boys. Yes. Well in, Trips. Mudryk just scored in the City game. I don't know what the fuck that means, mate. Don't know what that means.
I mean, I doubt it.
Almiron's wiggling his ankle, so maybe this is time for Livramento. Oh, Jacob Murphy has got his shirt on.
I love it.
He's coming on.
I absolutely love it.
To be fair, Murphy's not a bad idea off the bench. Like, I'm not too bothered about that.
Well, we thought one of the wingers was coming off, and it's happened. So yeah.
This is iconic. This is special. This.
Mate, I have to say, I did not predict it. I really didn't see this happening. I thought a draw tonight would have been a good result.
Oh, so, yeah.
Mate,
I just didn't want to lose too badly.
I know.
Like, genuinely.
No, you didn't. You didn't think it was going to be that bad, did you?
Oh, I absolutely. Here's the thing, right? And I'll say this even now that we're winning 3-1. If PSG play to their maximum capability, we shouldn't be able to get near them. So what we needed was to create the perfect storm of pressure on them, the crowd at it, which they obviously would be, and the lads to be at 110%. And we needed Mbappe to have a bit of an off night. Yeah. All of those things, 71 minutes, 35 seconds, have happened so far.
Yeah. This is the thing with Mbappe, right? If he wants to be that elite level, that level of a Haaland, Ronaldo, Messi, he needs to step up in games like this. And I've seen it a couple of times now where he just... Like, I don't know if he ever will be that level now, unless he goes to another club. If he goes to Real Madrid and he's got Bellingham behind him and all those other players, then maybe he changes.
I think Real Madrid is a game changer because when you've got players like Jude Bellingham behind you, I mean, that is another level of teammate right now. So I'm not going to say that he can't be. I personally think he'll never be Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi level player. I think he'll. Oh, Shaw's giving it away in a really bad position. PSG have fumbled it though, and he's won it back. Thank the Lord.
For people in the chat though, like saying that Mbappe is Haaland's level, like what is the substance behind that? Like why is he Haaland's level? Because Haaland has done it. I think the World Cup final was a moment though, wasn't it? Like Haaland's been criticised for his big game performances as well. Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah. I think they're both so young. It's hard to like know where the ceiling is for both guys. Come on, Isak. Yeah, I'm interested to know what the chat are going to say. I really rate Mbappe very highly, and I still think, remember, we've got to go to Paris, and I'm aware that in his own backyard, he could smash us to absolute smithereens. And anyone else he fancies when he's in his moment. But right now, on a cold night in Newcastle on a Wednesday, when it's pissing down, he doesn't look like he fancies it, does he? Yeah, this is
and one thing I will say is, if Messi in his prime was playing now, or Ronaldo in his prime was playing now, it wouldn't matter that it's a cold night in Newcastle and it's raining.
He would change the game.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
This wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we don't get a lot of opportunities to see full games of Mbappe and see him play
in England.
In England, and,
I think that's a key judgment to make, right? Like when Messi turned up the English opposition, he destroyed them.
Mate, when I saw Ronaldinho play at Chelsea, I knew he was a level above. When I saw Cristiano Ronaldo,
no one likes the name dropper.
Yeah, so, yeah. But I didn't.
Were you there? Were you there?
I was there.
Well, he was there.
I was there.
You can't get him on that.
I was actually there. 25 years seasons ago. I'm just saying. But yeah, you recognise class. He needs to step up in games. Look, I'm not slacking him off. He's an unbelievable player. He is probably the top three in the world.
Is true, bro. Like, let's not make no mistake about it. And I don't want to jinx this because it's 74 minutes, 21 seconds. But he's been a non-event in this game, hasn't he? He's done nothing.
He hasn't.
Like, and it's so like. With a Messi or a Ronaldo, even if they don't score, you're like, well, he affected the game in this way. And he hasn't really affected the game.
No, he hasn't. And to be
it's
fair,
not like with Man Martin.
To be fair, though, none of their forward line have affected the game.
Do you know why? Because they're playing against the best fucking defence in England.
I don't think you can really argue that.
Without our best defender.
By a mile.
Sven Botman is our best defender. And Trippier, to be fair, so Trippier's playing. But still, when we had Lascelles on, I was like, oh, what fucking hell. Like, if Lascelles had gone to a championship club in the summer, would anyone have been surprised? No. Like, well done. That's all I can say. To the back four and the keeper, they've been immaculate, generally speaking. And come on. Lovely from Bruno Guimaraes. Come on, lads. Beautiful touch from Kieran Trippier. And we're sprinting forward.
So good, Trippier.
Mate, I think he's
one of the most underrated players that we've seen in the Premier League, I would say.
Ever. And I actually think that he's
consistently
he's the best defender I've seen at Newcastle in my lifetime. Ever.
And that's saying something when you've got Colaccini.
To be fair, the bar's pretty low. Jonathan Woodgate being there. We sold him to Real Madrid.
Look what he did. Yeah, look what he did.
We got sent off in his debut, bless him.
Yeah. This is an interesting one from Lee. PSG looked like they've never played together before. Fair point.
I think that the thing with Newcastle was we're going to make it an ugly atmosphere and we're going to get in their faces. But you know what I didn't expect? For this? Like, oh shit.
Great
good save, Nick Pope. And that was it Dembele? Dembele made his way into the box and rattled it at Pope, but he managed to save it. But aside from that, we've been quite comfortable for quite a period of this game.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that we'd be dealing with them. We've dealt with them pretty all right so far. And even that shot was right at Nick Pope.
This is what I'm saying though, Brian. We said it on a stream recently. Don't overestimate the influence of Nick Pope. And you say you want a ball playing goalkeeper. This guy, he conceded 16 goals in the Premier League.
No, I don't want a ball playing goalkeeper.
So this is the thing.
I want a good shot
goalkeeper.
That's all I want.
Yeah, honestly, just have a goalie. I think Sanchez for us is like on the verge of like being that sort of like ball playing goalkeeper as well. Like he's a bit of a mix between the two. I like players like Martinez for Villa. Just a goalie. Yeah, he's just good, a proper goalkeeper.
Yeah, I like him as well. He's an arsehole.
He is. I would have quite liked if we'd signed him.
Yeah,
I like
agreed.
him. I like him a lot. I wonder if Arsenal fans regret that one.
Do you know who I put under the spotlight in the Man United video?
Go on.
It's a person I've never ever put under the spotlight in Man United lately. Steve McLaren. I've said,
okay, connect the dots for me.
Why is he your first team coach?
Oh fucking hell! You're really going for every single person in the club, aren't you?
Like Steve McLaren is a
Who's
dinosaur.
Next? Yes.
He's a dinosaur, and he was sacked by Newcastle.
Yeah.
Why is he coaching
very good at
this Man United team who, like, if there's one thing about Steve McLaren, he could never set a defence up to save his life at Newcastle. He was horrendous. And yet you lot have got him coaching you. Fuck me.
Bit of a weird one that was. Yeah, I agree. Bit of a weird one.
Yeah. You know why it is? Because he speaks Dutch.
But it's also continuity with Man United.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, Anthony Gordon. What a tackle, son.
Has he been man of the match tonight?
He's up there. He's definitely up there. I think there's it's one of them where you could give, look at him, bless him, he's absolutely...
He's knackered.
Mate, that's what you want to see.
Bring on Liveramente, please.
What a guy.
I just want to see some of the Chelsea boys.
Anthony Gordon is top 3 Newcastle players this season.
I love this. Alvarez clear of Mbappe. I love it. I love it. Chat, anyone else clear of Mbappe?
See that? See Mbappe, he arrives in the box around the penalty spot. It's a nice ball in, but he's just a second too late to it, and he swings and misses the ball. That summed up Mbappe tonight. He's not quite been at it.
And blames the...
Get in, you fucking cunt! Yes!
Lascelles has just absolutely sat him down.
Smashed him!
Sat him down.
Yeah. Do you know what? That was barely a fucking free kick, you know. I know I might be getting a bit excited.
He cutted him.
See that? See that? We're in Mbappe's face like makeup.
Yeah, I love this.
I swear to God.
Paul Dummett clear of Mbappe. Nick Pope clear of Mbappe. Nunes. Alvarez. I love this.
Apparently Leipzig have gone a goal down to Manchester City. You know what? I think the comparison between Mo Salah and Mbappe is a really good one. I think they're quite similar in their positions. They're quite similar in their output. And Salah should be in that conversation for me.
Who would you rather have at Newcastle? Bearing in mind their ages.
Yeah. I mean, Mbappe for age, but in terms of ability right now, I wouldn't split them.
If they were both 25, I'd go Salah.
You know why? For me, Salah seems the better human. You know, like I rate them about the same in terms of ability, but Salah for me seems a much better teammate.
I want a team player.
Yeah, I don't want the drama and the like as much like. And it's funny because I've been watching that Beckham documentary, and you know, you see what an icon he became at Man United, even though he wasn't always the one scoring the goals. And you could see Alex Ferguson just gets tired of it. Yeah. He's like, oh, fuck this. Yeah. I just want a fucking training session. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to be worrying about you being a celebrity. And with Mbappe, like Mbappe went to an MMA event the other night. It was all over the news. It was everywhere. Goldbridge there with a True Geordie with a Goldbridge like line about Mbappe's face like makeup. That the difference is I didn't write mine. Okay, I know Goldbridge be writing that stuff down, lad. And fair play, I like the lad. I think he's funny, but you know,
that video.
It's off the dome with me, mate.
You did a video with him on the kickoff about 4 years ago. It came up in my bloody recommended the other day. I was watching.
Yeah, it always is because it was the first time he talked about his real name and all of that.
Yeah.
Good old Brent.
Yeah, still available on the kickoff. If you go to most popular videos, it's probably up there.
Yeah, it'll be right up there because nobody knew his real name and all of that. Brent this is all. The funniest thing about Goldbridge is like he doesn't look in the least bit Italian. He's the most English twat you've ever met in your life. Shout out to Goldbridge.
We love him.
Shout out, son. But yeah, he's a closet Italian.
I didn't know that.
Brent is
I haven't seen.
Yeah, he was a copper and he was an Italian one, and I wouldn't care. He looks more like a Mark Goldbridge. I think it fits him. Going back to the Salah versus Mbappe debate here, I just want to look at what you've been saying in the comments. It does seem. Let us know who you guys would prefer, please. Would you take, prime Mbappe or prime Salah? PSG or... Oh, what a tackle! Jamal Lascelles! I'm sorry, but he's fucking proven you wrong.
We're going to have to do a full debate on Saturday.
You have to admit, he's been fucking world-class here.
He has been good.
No fucking way. I'm not having it.
Okay, it's quite even at the moment, Mbappe and Salah.
Get in like Bruno Guimaraes. Come on, son. He's just signed his new contract and he's worth every fucking penny. And he's actually the highest paid player now in the history of Newcastle United. And
what's he on?
You see why.
What's he on? How much?
Oh, I don't know, but I know for a fact it's the most. I know for a fact that is a turn.
This lad looks good, very good. Yeah, this is why we bloody wanted him.
Yeah, you can see
he really wanted him.
He's quite a Mudryk-like player, though, isn't he? In that he turns players inside out and causes havoc.
I think he's going to be a striker.
I'm just going to look. Salah, Mbappe, Salah. Most people are saying Salah right now. To be fair to Mbappe, I still don't think we've seen him hit his prime. And I do think when he inevitably goes to Real Madrid, we'll see him probably level up. The only problem with it is the La Liga. It's not what it was. So we'll really get an idea of how good he is in the Champions League, I think, next season. He's only 24. So, 25, 26. We'll see. Good. Little pass here into Isak.
Pass.
On the edge of the box. He's got options. Shot, save.
Straight at Donnarumma.
Yeah, we'll take that. It's 3-1 in the 83rd minute, 84th minute. We're at 84 minutes exactly here.
That is not a foul.
Oh my God.
He hasn't touched him here.
This referee is such a bitch.
He hasn't touched him.
The Champions League, mate.
I don't get that.
Do you know what I'm really enjoying about the Champions League? And I'd enjoy this if we were in the Europa League as well, to be fair. I just like watching my team play more often.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
It's the best thing about being in the Champions League. It's not even like the Mbappe has just shot 20 yards out. It's gone wide. He's really had a game where...
And he's just complaining as well. What are you complaining about, Mbappe? Oh, it was a corner.
It did.
Fair enough.
It hit off the
Kylian.
ass of Lascelles.
Fair enough, Kylian.
But even then, I mean, it's an easy mistake to make for the referee. We didn't see it in real time. Prime Salah equals goals and assists. Someone says.
Someone was saying to make a good point earlier on, though, is that when he was at Chelsea, he was just rubbish. Like, no one fancied him. And that was in the same era. If we're looking at Salah versus Mbappe at the same time period.
Yeah, in the same age.
He stunk out the place. He wasn't good. He wasn't good at all. I remember there was a cup game where he took a shot, cut in from the right-hand side, took a shot, and it went out for a throw. And I went, I don't know if this guy's got it.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I look stupid now.
Oh, no. Murphy's just passed it into your man on the left-hand side. Mbappe picks the ball up. He's cutting inside, causing havoc, trying to get the shot off. We've got men behind the ball.
3 men on him there.
It's a shot over the bar from the guy who just got subbed on.
I mean, what did I say? What did I say?
You did say that. Salah was 26 when he signed for Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're very comparable in terms of overall talent. I just think it took Salah. Salah was a late bloomer, basically.
But he was, though. But it was at Basel he was before, wasn't he? He was so good there. So he was unbelievable there.
Here's the thing with Mbappe. I don't see his ceiling getting much higher than where he is. I just see the surroundings getting better to bring the best out of him.
Well, he'll look better though.
Yeah,
he'll look better. So his ceiling will look better when he's at Real Madrid. It just will. Like, he'll score loads of goals. Mate, they haven't got a striker at Real Madrid at the moment.
George says, would be better if Newcastle got here organically rather than oil money. It feels hollow. Bro, do you know how little money we've spent? We've spent less than Man City, less than Chelsea, less than Man United, less than Arsenal. Like, we've literally spent the bare minimum so far. Like, to act like we've just bought everyone to get here is absolute bollocks.
It's not right.
Just to be clear, Dan Burn and Sean Longstaff have scored goals tonight.
Jacob Murphy is playing.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the money. Thank you very much, George. We do appreciate that. And thanks very much for subscribing and all of that good stuff. But fuck off, George. Honestly.
He's rattled you. Yeah. I love it.
No, because look, when we have a team of Galacticos, I'll say, yeah, fuck it, shithouse it the whole way. But we're nowhere near what Man City have built, what Chelsea have built, what Man United have built. We're nowhere near that. Let's look at the players we have on the pitch right now. Just to be clear. Nick Pope, 10 million. Kieran Trippier, 10 million. Jamal Lascelles, it's so low I don't even care. Fabian Shaw, 3 million. Left back, Dan Burn, 10 million. You're talking about the oil money. Come off it.
George, you've done exactly what you wanted. You've done exactly what you wanted. Congratulations. And he's a Chelsea fan, so I love him. Yeah, Thank you very much, George.
I've had enough whiskey to take the bait.
So Cheers to you, George. Cheers to you, mate. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, God.
Everyone remember True Geordie called Lascelles world class this evening. Joe, please clip that up for me.
That's genuinely how pissed I am.
Please clip that up because I will tweet that.
Mbappe.
That's a foul. Yes.
Do you know why it didn't matter? Jamal Lascelles was there anyway. Batman himself.
You just killed him. Look at how big Dan Burn is compared to Mbappe. Unbelievable.
Mbappe comes up to Dan Burn's waistband, basically.
Oh,
do you know what? Lascelles was there, you know.
He was there, and he did a very good tackle. God, that's so bad. Right, last few minutes now. There's probably going to be about 18 minutes of added time.
I can't believe how good Jamal Lascelles is. I genuinely can't wrap my head around how good he's been tonight. He's been fucking unbelievable.
Can we have a 5-minute clip about you saying how good Jamal Lascelles is?
I can't
because I'd like to use it. I'd like to use it later on.
Here's the real shit, right? And I swear to God, this is the truth. In my life, this is one of my favourite footballing nights.
I love it.
Fair, isn't it?
Serious.
We're playing Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
They're one of the biggest and best teams in the world. Arguably got the... If every footballer was available for transfer tomorrow, Mbappe would go for the highest price in the world.
Agreed.
Right? So the best player in the world is playing us tonight. We're winning 3-1 at home. There's a kid with specs on, happy as Larry. He's about 8 years old. He's loving his life in a black and white shirt. And I feel the same way. Unbelievable.
You've waited 20 years.
20 fucking years
moment.
To have a moment like this. I remember being like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old when we were last in Europe or whatever it was. And to see us do this again, it's just mental, man.
5 minutes of added time.
Get in, Bruno Guimaraes. You're a fucking hero.
It's sharp.
Go on, Bruno.
It's sharp.
Yes! Get in, you fuckers! Come on! We've just been PSG 4-1! Come on! Get in there! Fabian Shaw's just smashed in the back of the net. Do you know how much we paid for him? £3 million. Come on! Fabian fucking Shaw! The best player in the world is stunned into silence at St. James's Park. Get in.
Wow.
Sad. How are the lads?
How can anyone hate this?
It was so far up the pitch, I thought it was Bruno. And look at that for a fucking... I swear to God, Fabian Shaw is one of the best shots in world football in centre-back. How many screamers... And the fact that he was flying and still curled it in. He hits the deck as he shoots in the top corner. And Eddie Howe doesn't look surprised in the slightest because he probably sees these going in every week. I can't believe it.
Listen to the reaction here. Look at this. How the hell has he whipped that top bins in the way that he's just done? Mate. He's curled it. Power. Honestly.
You have just been done by the Geordies. PSG 1, Newcastle United 4. And the flags are flagging. The flags are flagging. Oh, yeah.
I'm flagging. Look at that.
I hope Shearer's having another pint right now. You bastards. Come on, you.
Oh, my God. Lads, what do we think about this? Look, there he is.
Shearer. Come on.
Take the cap off, mate, and
honestly
go mad.
Anthony Gordon is subbed off. And this lad, what a signing.
I think everyone is gassed for you, mate. I think half of England are gassed for you. It's only Sunderland that isn't happy for you right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally.
What a signing. What a signing Anthony Gordon is, who's substituted off.
We can't even see the pitch because there's so many flags.
Because there's so many flags waving. And yeah, I want to say there was a lot of chat about Anthony Gordon being a flop. What a player.
Mbappe's just got done. Is that Jacob Murphy?
Jacob Murphy brings down Kylian Mbappe.
Wow.
Oh, fucking
You never thought you'd say that sentence, did you?
I can't believe it's 4-1. These, at the start of the Champions League, if you were to say who are the favourites, top 5 would be PSG, I would assume.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, they'd be up there for sure. Or, as I say earlier on paper, they've got one of the best squads.
Yeah.
Mate, this is
iconic.
Yeah.
This is an iconic moment. And you know who I'm happy for? This is when I get really... I'm thinking of the little Brian out there somewhere, just like I was when I was watching Newcastle in the Champions League, who now can dare to dream about winning trophies, because that level of performance that we've just put in earlier this season, when we lost against Man City, when we lost against Liverpool, I was worried that, yeah, we can beat your Burnleys, your Brentfords, but what about these big nights? Have we got the mettle to do that? And the answer is yes.
You had, let's just put this into context, you had years of mismanagement from Mike Ashley.
Mate.
You had manager after manager that was defensive, that wasn't right for the club. People told you should expect relegation and you should expect nothing more. You know, you could have been wiped off the face of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
You went down, the club couldn't have existed.
Multiple times we went down, yeah.
And you were told, shut up and get on with it, and you should only expect that, right? And these guys came in, they bought the club. Eddie Howe comes in. What position were you in the league?
Well, we were bottom. I think we'd gone... I can't remember how many defeats it was, but I know we had like 2 points from a possible 14 or 19 or whatever the hell it was.
And I used to watch the kickoff, right? And I used to get it, and I used to hate watching it actually at times, because I would see you and you would just be so down and depressed, and you'd be talking about football, but you'd be dead behind the eyes because you had that moment.
I wasn't participating.
Yeah.
I was just merely a commentator on the teams up there.
Yeah.
And now we're in it. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
We are back, boys. I'm fucking bought into it, lads. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you can't help but love it.
It feels like we're really something now.
Look at this.
That's over. And that is one of the greatest nights in the history of Newcastle United. God bless Eddie Howe for what he's done for this club. And I tell you now, Sir Bobby Robson would be proud of that. What a win. One of the best wins in the history of this football club. The greatest player on earth came and we conquered them. Come on. We got hugs all around. Longstaff scored. Dan Burns scored. The two Geordie boys give each other a big squeeze. Almiron scored. I've got to give him credit. I know I give him stick, but he definitely does pop up when you need him. And Bruno Guimaraes, what a performance from him. He looked every bit of Champions League level centre midfielder. And Fabian Shaw with another wonder goal. And when he does score them, they're always special. Mbappe can't get off the pitch quick enough. And And Isak led the line well. Anthony Gordon never stopped running. Jamal Lascelles filled in for Sven Botman and looked like a Champions League defender tonight. And Dan Burn and Kieran Trippier, Nick Pope, they all played their role. It's just one of the most special moments. And I after the way we had to defend against Milan, I thought, I'm not sure we're ready for this here. We might be a Europa League team, but now we're a Champions League side, lad.
You are. And you have announced yourself. And as you say earlier on, there'll be players, there'll be people that are just discovering Newcastle for the first time. And
this puts us on the map.
So big.
When you hear PSG lost 4-1, the entire football world will want to know what happened there. And the answer is a bunch of screaming Geordies with their shirts off, swinging the fucking flags around. And now we've arrived. And Amanda Staveley, I've got no doubt in her fella will be watching this and going, yeah, this is what it was all about, building this project. And I know people will say about the oil money and all of that sort of stuff, but we're not even there yet. We haven't even started with the oil money. We've spent money on some good players, but a lot of this, the fact that our back four and goalkeeper cost, less than 50 million at this level, when we're playing against Mbappe, who probably would go for 200 million on his own, it shows what we've achieved here in this win. This is mega. Bruno and Anthony Gordon give each other a big hug. Oh, mate.
I have to say, right, as the neutral's perspective on this, I just don't know how anyone watching along now can't fall in love with this story, right? It's like they haven't gone out there and spent loads of money. They've gone there with a relatively cheap squad. They've made it to the Champions League when they were basically close to relegation. And now they're mixing it up against the European elite.
Mate,
I mean, you've got to love it.
We were rock bottom of the Premier League 2 years ago.
And also what I'd say is this, right? The Newcastle fans have always been there. They were there in the Championship, filling out stadiums, selling it out. So to say that a fan base, out of all of the fan bases, deserves a moment like this.
Oh, we do.
You do deserve
Whatever happens after this, I've got what I wanted.
Yeah.
Out of the Champions League. We could lose every game after this, but this night, it's enough. It's enough for me. And they're even doing a lap of honour now because they know what this means to the fan base, This is like decades of hurt and pain, and now we're a threat. It's so good, man. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Well summed up by the chat.
Yeah,
that is exactly what happened here. We played a team who had every right to play us off the park, who should have absolutely annihilated us. But we came here with a plan, and we're in their face. We're combative, intense, everything Eddie Howe has set us up to be. And all of the players played to their 100%, gave it their all. And Mbappe, he didn't really deliver at all. He wasn't a factor in this game. When he got the ball, he was electric in terms of his movement was quick and he was looking for good passes, but he didn't offer enough. When you're looking at him and saying, you're the best player in world football, you're the Lionel Messi, you're the Ronaldo, didn't look like that tonight, and I really hope he doesn't look like that in the return fixture.
You made them look like that, though.
Yeah.
Let's not get this twisted. I think it is a slight underperformance from PSG, but you made them look like that. So,
Yeah, I'm loving it. And the fact that two Geordies, born and bred Newcastle lads, scored, it's like, well, talk about your oil money now. There you go. Can't really put the blame on Mbappe. The whole team was bad. I completely agree. I'm certainly not saying it's all Mbappe's fault. Yeah, I think we just out-battled them and out-fought them. But he was not at his best tonight. That's the main point. What a game. I practically lost my voice myself. PSG have been awful this season, apparently, according to Jack. Well, thank fuck. I'll take that. And the lads are going down the tunnel tonight. And I think he runs a YouTube channel, actually. I watch his videos, this guy. Some geezer in the...
I love that.
We're like a Newcastle fan who I've just seen on the telly there.
Let's just talk about man of the match. Who was your man of the match tonight? So many good performances.
Yeah. Oh, that is tough. I can't even... Maybe Fabian Shaw scored a goal, defended like a warrior. Really, Lascelles. I think in defence was where we won this game, even more than I don't think we were at our best in attack tonight. I think we were good, but I think it was the team fighting.
Gordon's got to have a shout.
Dan Burn, Gordon was good. The club was in the. We got a shout from Omar. Shout out to Omar. The club was in the championship in 2017, and this is a Cinderella story for the Geordies. Congratulations. Big love, mate. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in. Lost my hearing. Thanks, Geordie.
yeah. Sorry to everyone with headphones on
Honestly,
tonight. Yeah,
I did not expect this at all. I was really worried that we were going to get humiliated tonight. So the fact that we won in devastating fashion is one of my favourite football memories, this. Amazing. The difference is a team versus individuals. I think that's a really good point. I had 4 cheese toasties during this match.
Were there anything else in there, mate, or just the cheese?
Just a load of cheese toasties.
The cheese toastie is fucking good, though.
Yeah. Wow.
Dan Burn, man of the match. Okay, a lot of people
I have no problem with that at all. Choosing the man of the match is hard. Yeah, big love to all of you lot. By the way, the next stream is on Sunday. It's Arsenal, Man City. Mega game. Man City have been not at their best lately. They've won tonight. Arsenal lost in the Champions League.
No Saka, no Martinelli. They're going to be in trouble. So if they win...
But Trossard is playing and he's very good. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a close game.
If Arsenal win, the title race is wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
And I actually think that Liverpool are a threat for it as well.
Great.
Because they've looked really good this season. Arsenal getting smoked, says Hawks. Yeah, we'll see. It's 4:00 on Sunday, the kickoff. We'll definitely see you there. And as we see right now, 2 games played. Newcastle top the group.
Can you believe that? Did you think you were going to be saying that after that Milan result?
I can't believe it.
Dortmund bottom.
And look, we've got another 4 games to play, right? So there's a lot still to happen. But 1 win, 1 draw, 0 defeats. When Man United have scored 5 goals and lost 2 games, I'll take that.
Yeah,
big time. Apology to Almiron after cooking Mbappe. Yeah, fair one. This was a great game. Cheers from Thailand. Big thanks, mate. Right, we're going to end the stream now. Don't forget, Sunday, 4:00, Arsenal versus Man City. Me and Josh are going to be there. We can't wait to see us there. And for now, we'll see you later. Cheers, everyone.